What's going on, everybody? It's the Locker Room Rant. Welcome. Smash like down below. Hit that subscribe button. Follow your boys. I'm Tony. John to my side. Nico down below.
That's cool.
And this is going to be some show tonight. A lot of action.
Might get a lot of action tonight.
We'd be foolish if we didn't start with the main news coming out of week 2. We are a 1/3, but I'd say more like a 98% 49ers show. So we'd be fools if we didn't start with the Trey Lance injury. A lot to unravel here. A lot of rumors out there. A lot of
Craziness.
A lot of crazy talk. With this injury, and I stick with us, people that have been listening to shows nonstop for the last 48 hours since the game ended. Stick with us because we have two outsiders, me and Nick. We might be able to provide something for use as being outsiders, being outsiders looking in. So hopefully we can entertain you all. First off, I think we should probably say prayers go out to Trey Lance on his recovery. Just to let everyone know, set the setting. Let me set the scene for you all. Me and Nick were at BW3's watching the games. The 49ers game came on, and we're watching the 49ers game with a 49ers fan sitting next to us.
Ironically,
didn't even know it till I read his shirt after the first set of games, sitting right next to us. So we got to see what that was like in live action, sitting next to a Niner fan when that took place. So prayers go out to Trey for a speedy recovery. Seems like a resilient kid for all we know. So hopefully he gets back at it and gets healthy and comes back soon. John, anything to add so far?
Yeah, but before I do, I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Tanya, Bash, Joel, JT, Daniel, Mariah, Izzy. Did I leave anybody else out? Vince, what's good, family? Welcome you guys to an episode that by now you've already been dizzy with all the content regarding Trey's injury, but this is my chance to get a little bit off my chest, and a few days removed from it all. So I have what's up, Kirk?
Kirk.
Just to give myself a little bit of time to look at it from a different angle and how I see things and how I feel. More so, like, my concerns now more are the future, next season, where we go from here. But what do you got? What do you want to know, Tony?
So we've been talking a lot. We've been talking a lot over the last few days. There's conspiracy theories out there, which are crazy. Kyle wanted Trey to get hurt. Like, I hear that crazy shit.
That garbage is full.
Come on,
those are trolls in chats all over YouTube right now.
I've heard some prominent 49ers channels actually peddle that, though.
No, you're absolutely wrong.
Like, I don't think like first of all,
that comment would come out of your mouth, though.
No, it's just I've heard it. I've watched a lot.
Hear it from prominent. You didn't
watched a
hear
lot
it
of
from
them.
prominent.
I've watched a lot.
No one is saying that Shanahan set Trey up to fail. They're blaming him for running Trey. They're blaming him, but they're not saying. Some are saying, I don't even know who the fuck's saying what anymore, to be honest with you. But what I do know is it's fucking football at this point, and the kid got hurt. A linebacker fell on his leg.
Mhm.
I don't know what to tell you, Nick. You know, his strong suit is to run. Trey is a runner, a powerful runner, good at it, right? That may be his biggest strength as a quarterback right now, outside of the deep ball. The underneath and intermediate stuff, who am I to judge? Because I haven't fucking got to see it yet. I don't care what happened in camp. I don't care what happened at these fucking gatherings with Minnesota. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. So
I haven't got to see it in a game yet, so I'm not going to judge the kid on his can'ts and cannots.
So no one's blaming. You're foolish and you just don't know sports.
Yes.
If you're blaming Trey for
Right.
any of this.
Yeah.
So that's stupid. But I will say this. There was a quote last year with ESPN. John, I sent this to you earlier. When they talked about Trey Lance running. Shanahan said he's not Lamar Jackson. Trey is a quarterback who has the ability to run, but to just line him up and run him, I mean, the game's too physical. I got news for you. They were lining him up and running him.
Yeah.
So while the quote was made last year, he totally went against that. And they were lining him up and running him, which brings me to this question. And we talked about this earlier as well. Do you and I run a security company. Okay, I have a bunch of security officers. When someone calls me to take on a new security contract, and they want security officers, 20 security officers to go out and secure a property. The first thing I ask is for those job duties. What are these officers going to be doing? The company will send me the job duties, and I have to evaluate each of the job duties to make sure nothing they're telling me is going to put my officers in harm. Okay? Whether it's weather, trip hazards, electrical hazards, any type of hazards. We do a complete analysis to make sure my officers are not going to be in harm with this new contract, this new business that we're taking over. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, and if you go through the years that he has coached, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, head coach with the Niners, if you go through his career, injuries follow that guy every single stop of the way. Quarterback injuries, just look at your own team. And you might say there are fluke injuries, but when they follow you everywhere you go, Houston Texans, he was a quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator. I forget who I told you. What is that guy's name that got hurt? Matt Schaub or no?
Schaub. McNabb.
Then he went to Washington. McNabb got hurt. RG3 got hurt. Clinton Portis got hurt, his running back. He goes to Atlanta. Matt Ryan stays healthy. His running backs all get hurt. He's on like his sixth running back. He comes to San Francisco. Jimmy G gets hurt. Every fucking running back that touches the ball gets hurt. Trey Lance gets hurt. And I'm telling you right now, whether you want to hear this from me or not, if he doesn't fucking watch what he's doing with Deebo Samuel, he's fucking next. You need to understand that this guy doesn't do the evaluation to make
And
sure
Debo has gotten hurt.
he doesn't do the evaluation to make sure his players, it's the safest thing for his players, like I do for my security officers. He puts them out there and he runs them into the fucking ground. He cares about one thing, himself, winning, and that's all he cares about. He doesn't give a shit about the safety of his fucking players. And mark my word, if he keeps fucking around with Debo Samuel, he's next on the fucking list. Now,
Okay, knock on some wood, please, because I can't handle this.
I'll knock on wood.
But
knock on wood.
I mean, listen, the game is football.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Running
right,
backs are running into linemen.
Absolutely.
Middle linebackers are slamming them. They're going to draw the most stingers. They're going to get the most banged up. I don't give a damn on what team. If we coddle players, we're not going to win.
Yep.
We got the league. The league is dangerous. Okay,
you play your odds. I talked to you yesterday. I said, John, did you ever play blackjack at a casino? You said, of course. I said, if the dealer's showing 5 and you have 19 in your hand, what are you going to do? You're like, stay. I stay all day long. And I was like, why do you stay? Because the odds are with you. And you said, yes, I stay with 19, dealers showing 5 because the odds are with me. When you're playing football and you're coaching football, you have to play those same type of fucking odds. You have to play those same type of odds. If I give my 22-year-old kid the ball and tell him to run up the fucking middle, I'm playing with odds now. Am I right or wrong? I'm fucking with odds.
Yes, but Tony, I mean, Josh Allen is running 10, 11 times in what? How many times has he run the ball in 2 games?
Like a million, but he's proven that he could do it smart, and he's proven that he could take those hits. This kid is brand new. You have no idea what the fuck he's doing.
His vision is good. But, I mean, Tony, a freak injury can happen on a tackle. I've seen Josh Allen take hits. If he's on the wrong side of one of those hits, if there's enough, well, he could break a collarbone.
Absolutely.
He could fracture a hip.
Josh Allen could chill himself out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is that you're taking a risk when you run your quarterback, sure. But it's a part of football. Like it's necessary. I don't know what Kyle's game plan was for Trey. He got hurt in the last few minutes of the first quarter. I don't know. We were just dominating the run. You're gonna take what they give you. You're gonna just do what's working, right? I don't know. Let's go back and say that this injury doesn't happen to Trey. Now we're into the second quarter, and we're still handing off the ball. We're tossing some screens. We're doing some end arounds, but we're really not throwing the ball 20 yards. I'm going to have questions because this fan base and this chat knows that the moment that Trey went out, Jimmy comes in and he's slinging it. No training camp reps. He did not practice with this team this season in the offseason. He had no reps, none against any of the teams we practiced with. He did nothing. Okay? And Jimmy's out there throwing the Jimmy balls. So one might ask, why are you not calling the same plays for Trey as you are with Jimmy?
Like, here's the thing with that. I have a big problem with that. Is it that he's not calling the plays for Trey, or is that Trey wasn't making the reads to throw it like Trey, like Jimmy was?
I don't know. He didn't want to throw it. What do you want me to? What do you want? I mean, how do you want me to answer that? We didn't get to see the kid throw the ball.
We've seen him in 2.5 games last season, and we've seen.
Oh, dude, are you really? That's enough for you.
I'll give you Chicago. I'll give you Chicago was bad weather, but they were both bad weather. For
No. Let's go back to the 2 games last season.
Okay.
You're talking about the Texans game, and you're talking about the Cardinals game,
and half of the Seahawks game.
Okay.
He was getting called the same plays, and there was 1 or 2 passes where he
Cowbell, what's up, family?
So
thanks for joining us.
The silver lining with this whole thing. There's a silver lining
for the rest of the season.
There's a silver lining. Thank you, JT Campbell, for throwing that out there. Music interlude, Jimmy. Thank you. You called it, and when JT Campbell says something, we listen. Havoc, I'll get to your ass later. Don't you fucking go anywhere. We got to talk about that bloodbath last night, brother. The silver lining with this entire thing is, remember that song back then? They didn't want me. Now I'm hot, hoes all on me. That's Jimmy now, buddy. Let's listen. He's here to save your season, buddy. He's here to save you guys. Yeah. He whether you like to admit it or not, thank God you guys held on to him now. Could you imagine if you would have traded him? Could you imagine if you would have traded him to the Seahawks, to the Browns?
Birdie.
Is Kyle running Trey like this without that security blanket?
I think so. I don't think here's the fuck. He was
Look, Shanahan is paid to win. He's not paid to coddle.
Mm-hmm.
He has one job to do: win football games.
Mm-hmm. Can you win without? Your best player?
Where in the fuck do you develop a fucking quarterback in the middle of what you believe is a Super Bowl caliber roster? If this is a win now season, how do you balance developing a raw talent in Trey and winning?
It's an impossible task.
I'm really glad you brought this up.
It's an impossible task.
You have 2 really good friends. That just so happen to do a YouTube channel with you that have been talking about this same exact thing since last year.
This is another thing. Me and Tony both noticed it. We've been following the 49ers content for the past couple of days, and we've actually heard the same thing, which is exactly what we've been saying all along. We're like, you shouldn't have drafted Trey. You didn't need to. It wasn't the pertinent thing to do.
They got spooked, but Jimmy's health. Jimmy wasn't healthy. Getting banged up. His thumb's falling off. His shoulder hurts. His fucking foot. His ass.
There's
everything.
Other things you can do. You can get a backup like Jacoby Brissett. We got him for I think he's getting $7 million this year. He's doing just fine.
Yeah, we'll talk about that 31-30 loss.
Well, you're not going to talk about Jacoby Brissett. You're not going to talk about Jacoby Brissett because Jacoby Brissett did absolutely really well. Super happy with him. But you could have had a backup for Jimmy if Jimmy got hurt.
49er minded, is that any better?
You could have got him as a backup if Jimmy got hurt. But we've also heard that this is what me and Tony were saying. You didn't give up that draft capital. You never drafted Trey, and you just drafted other shit that you guys could use, like an offensive lineman, like a cornerback, like anything. Good player that you just want on your team.
You're not going to get pushback from me on that. I wanted offensive linemen
for a whole year,
but we didn't have. Look. Time out. This team had over $25 million wrapped up in Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there wasn't a whole lot of room to go out there and sign someone on the offensive line. Alex Mack dropped a fucking doozy on us. He wanted to retire.
You know what the best
so that hurt the squad.
You know what the best way to do? You know what
not to mention, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me finish. Fuck. Yeah. Like we needed offensive linemen. But I mean, we drafted Banks. We drafted Burford.
This is
These
tough
guys,
itself.
listen, these guys are doing well. They were good against Seattle. Now it's Seattle, but they were decent. Like they put up good numbers. I don't know how they're going to do up against. Go ahead, Nick.
Your offensive line's always
Go ahead,
going
Nick.
to look better with Jimmy. I got news for you, because Jimmy, how you guys always say, he's a one read quarterback. Well, that one read quarterback means he gets the ball out quickly. So his offensive line could be a little shittier, and they look better. Where Trey holds onto the ball.
So we're good with predictable. We're good. We're going to be predictable. We're going to be predictable.
You're going to be predictable.
We're just going to be predictable.
Successful. You're going to be.
Jimmy's going to throw the ball to Debo. Debo's going to run through the defense, and this is going to be the vanilla fucking playbook. Like, yes. I'm supporting my 49ers this season, and I'm going to rally behind Jimmy, just like I did before. I'm going to be happy, but I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be fucking pretty, because it's never been pretty.
It never has been pretty, but it has.
I got news for you, buddy. I got news for you. Peachy, first of all, Peachy, how you doing? We see you out there. Thank you for joining us.
Peachy, thank you for joining us, family.
I got news for you. This ain't the 2019 49ers, okay? This defense is something on another fucking level. This is something like the 01 Ravens, the 03 Buccaneers. I mean, this defense is
phenomenal.
That defense in 19 is really good.
This defense blows the 19 out of the. I mean,
I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. I think that
we had an aging Richard Sherman back there getting burnt.
Yeah,
I think this defense is very comparable to the 2019 defense, and which that's great. That's a great defense.
No, this defense is better than the 19 defense, and you have Debo, Ayuk, you got Kittle still, and having Jimmy back there.
Do we have Kittle? Because Kittle, I mean, where's he at? Where's he been?
You know, I have had a big conspiracy theory. I don't know if I said it last show, but I had a conspiracy theory on Kittle. I think Kittle.
I could cut my fucking tongue out. I already regret saying it.
I think Kittle loves Jimmy and was just like, you know what? I could probably play with this injury, but I'm not gonna. And now that Jimmy's coming back, you bet your ass Kittle's gonna be there.
Goodbye, motherfucker!
That's just fucking stupid.
Dude, when he conspires, when he says conspiracy things, like that's about the time where like my last nerve is just shot, bro.
It's hard to it's hard to even fathom that we are in this situation on this show, John. I mean, my heart goes out to the fans. My heart goes out to the fans, the people in our chat, the people that subscribe to our show, all the people on Breezy's shows, Mariah's show. Like, my heart goes out to you guys because I know what this kid meant to you guys. You guys are like no other fan base there is. You guys have expectations. You guys are truly fanatics. You know the ins and outs of your fucking team like no other fan base. You guys were excited for this fucking kid. You know how boring and stale the offense was to watch. I was telling someone the other day, it was like you guys got a brand new Lamborghini, and then after a week and a half, someone told you, "Hey, sorry, your Lamborghini just got recalled. You got to go back to your Prius." And now you guys are going back to your Prius, which is Jimmy, and now you have to watch that, and it's just sad, man. My heart goes out to you guys. I know that sucks that you guys have to go back to a boring style of football. But I will say, The silver lining is this guy took you there before. He got you close to the finish line. Your season is not lost. If you guys wouldn't have re-signed him a few weeks ago, if you would have traded him throughout the season, everything happens for a reason.
Without a doubt.
Saying, in this, a Subaru. That's right.
But you know that you and I both believe that if you push enough negativity, if you push this negative energy, just enough negative, like the kid's aura was just like absorbing fucking negativity from every corner of the planet, dude. The major media outlets, the fucking podcasters of other teams and doubters and haters and this fucking fan base full of fake fucking bullshit fans. You motherfuckers know exactly who the fuck you are. You rant, you rave, you cheer when Trey went down. You motherfucker. You're so lucky I wasn't in that fucking stadium because I'd bring the fucking sky down on every motherfucking one of you. I promise you that. I hear you say good for Trey. I'll smack you so fucking hard, your fucking head would spin. And I swear to you on that. I will motherfuck you all the way home to wherever the fuck hole you crawled out from, you motherfuckers. And I'll tell you this right now. If I fucking see one fucking cocksuck come to me and say, I am happy that Jimmy Garoppolo is your quarterback again because now I can place my bets, I'm going to knock your fucking teeth to the back of your head. Oh, I'm going to fucking embarrass you in front of your fucking entire family. Fuck you up. You know what? The way that I feel, this negativity and all this shit that surrounds this entire quarterback controversy, come get some, motherfucker.
Here's the thing. Trey Lance should not have been the third overall pick from a team that was very successful, trading up a bunch of picks to get him. Trey Lance should have been a second-round pick picked by a good team with an aging quarterback.
Goodbye, motherfucker!
I can't even
Just
take him going backwards. I just want to go forwards with this.
Just once, I wish he could just follow the conversation in the fucking direction that it's going.
Yeah.
It's just.
Do you remember in Harry Potter? Do you remember those? Do you remember in Harry Potter those things called Dementors?
Yes.
The things in the sky that come down and just start sucking the life out of you.
Yes.
I feel like Trey was surrounded by Dementors since he's been in San Francisco. The media, everything with the controversy with Jimmy, just how Kyle would even handle the media when it came to Trey, not giving him the keys to the car. Just Dementors constantly sucking the life out of Trey. And then when he was getting carted off the field, man, I don't know if it's because I'm balls deep inside this fan base now. Like I'm surrounded by it, but like,
Jesus,
it was cold. It was as if everyone took. It was as if all the happiness in the world had left.
Yeah, don't make me throw you again, dude. This is getting old.
The fact that Nick is just in here smiling about it.
No. Listen, ask Tony what I said when Trey went down. Would you like to reiterate, Tony?
I know. Listen, I'm busting your balls. I know that you didn't want Trey. I know how you feel. Okay, I do. But at the end of the day, you don't know how many people have spewed such awful things. I mean, that Bashar's got screenshots of nasty motherfuckers coming out. I've seen people show, they put their prayer hands together emoji. Thank God for Jimmy. Now the season is saved. When the fuck was your season in threat? We lost to the fucking Bears in a monsoon, and Trey got hurt in the end of the first quarter. The season was never on the rails, and now you're praising Jimmy and thanking God because your season is saved. What the fuck?
I will say this:
Oh my God.
I think that if the shoe was on the other foot, that a lot of the other side of the 49ers fans would be acting pretty much the same way. Maybe not with the vitriol, and I don't think everyone has vitriol about it. But I think
No.
I think
No.
I definitely
Listen,
think last year,
I
if
say a lot of
they
things.
got put in, there'd be a lot of happy 49ers fans.
Hold on. Time out. Listen, this fan base is on record. Many of us sharing our frustration and our frustrations in Jimmy's limitations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on record for a year and a half, and then go back a few more years. Okay, listen, but I have been grateful to where we've gotten since we brought Jimmy to San Francisco. I have been grateful to come out of the shithole slumps.
I have never once heard gratefulness come out of your mouth. It's always, he lost us a Super Bowl. He lost us an NFC championship.
Okay.
It was never, he took us there, but he didn't quite get us there. He didn't quite get us to the finish line.
Dude, no one's fucking paying you. No one's paying. As a Browns fan, I understand how being shitty and sucking is.
Listen, you guys.
That's your normal. You don't listen.
You guys say that shit, but before Jimmy Garoppolo came along, you guys had one random Super Bowl appearance where you guys lost that one too, but you didn't hate that quarterback. And then it was pretty much the 80s, with the exception of a bot Super Bowl in the 90s.
Let me say this.
So it's been 30 years since you guys really been on top of the game before Jimmy came.
That's fine. But you show me your trophy case in the last 40 years.
Look at that pennant right there. NFL Championship, 1950, 1954. 1950.
Nah.
1946, 1947.
No, thank you.
1948.
No.
If it's the you're talking about, why not go back more decades?
NFL champions of an era.
That was football.
I don't give a shit. It wasn't fucking recognized.
Super Bowl back then.
No, it wasn't. Tough.
That was the Super Bowl back then. It was.
Listen, I will say this. Your
championships are irrelevant to me. So they're not Lombardis. I don't give a fuck. Honest to God.
Lombardi.
If it's not a Lombardi, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Goodbye, motherfucker. 49ers minded. There you go. Nick in the penalty box.
Leather helmets. We're wearing leather helmets and packing our crotch with fucking tube socks. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
There were 7 people there and 3 were groundskeepers, JT Campbell said.
Yeah.
Listen, I will say this. After Trey got carted off, obviously everyone was still emotional, went to commercial break, came back, and now it was like, okay, let's go. Jimmy time, right? Jimmy comes into the game, and for whatever reason, I don't know if the team just hasn't really rallied around Trey yet, or whatever the case is. When Jimmy stepped on that field, it was like an electric shock to that team.
It was electric.
Everyone, it seemed like before Jimmy came in, they were just running plays, and then Jimmy comes in, and it's like whole team rallies up. Everyone's high-fiving, slapping ass, and all of a sudden the offense comes to life. He throws the touchdown pass to who was that?
It was actually a really good. It was actually a really good pass, a long pass. Something you say that he can't do.
Yeah.
It was a shit team, Nick. Shit team.
It was.
Okay, yeah, it was. I agree with you.
We'll come back to this. This season's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Daniel agrees. Everyone, exactly what I saw. Everyone had more energy. It just looked like the team was like. It's almost like he got in the huddle, and he was like, "You guys miss me? Let's do this." You know what I mean? Like, here we go. Let's go. Let's be a team again. And it's sad, but
I get the camaraderie. I understand. I understand how far they've gotten with Jimmy. I get it. I've played on a team. I understand the feeling. I get it. But this is the problem with drafting such a young talent on such a ready-to-win roster.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I'm so mad at them for doing this because I love the kid. I'm invested emotionally. I love the kid.
Sure.
All right. And even I feel at times like my emotions are up and down. Like I'm going through these stages of grief, and one is blame, and fuck, they come in all different shapes and sizes. But like I even found myself the other day thinking to myself, he doesn't deserve to be here. Not because of him. It's because of unappreciative fucking people in this fan base. Just the outside media is just about as vile as it gets. Okay. And it's just, I feel so sorry for this kid because when he was on that little cart, when they were taking him off the field, he had this look on his face. Tony, we said this, like, you motherfuckers, you never had the full support. You never to ride off on that cart. You deserve, when you ride off on that cart, you deserve 100% of your fan base behind you, supporting you, cheering you on, and wishing you all the best and a comeback season like no other. Instead, you get these dirtbag fucks that wish you nothing but the worst because they want this guy. Okay? I got nothing wrong with this guy. But the way that you celebrate the demise of the young starter it's a fucking sin. It's sad. You cannot be a 49er fan and wish the worst on someone. You are not a fan. You might buy a t-shirt, you might have a hat, and you might know somebody that you can cheer and hurrah with. You are not a fucking fan. You are fake as fuck, and you don't deserve the shirt on your back or the hat on your dirty ass head. You don't deserve it.
What did Juszczyk say after the game? Tanya's said that he said something in the post
I've heard such negativity about Armstead and Juice's comments that I, honest to God, avoided it. I have been avoiding as much presser as much as I could. I couldn't handle it. Somebody will tell you. The chat will tell you.
I'm trying to look up what he said. I can't even find it.
Show goes on. It's football. It's football. At the end of the day, it's football.
Look, the chances are is that everybody's probably just like, woo, excited for Jimmy, right? These guys are thrilled to have him. And they're really portraying a really unappreciative attitude without saying it. It's like they're unappreciative of what this young guy has tried to do. He has tried to lead this locker room. He's worked his fucking tail off to be a good quarterback for this organization. And I don't think that even the players respected it enough and appreciated it. Because he's 22 or because Jimmy's over here staring at you. Like, keeping Jimmy, hindsight, of course. What do you want me to tell you? Of course.
I think the players are getting unfairly criticized. I feel like the players listen.
Wait, hold on a minute. So 5 seconds ago you didn't know shit, but now you've got a fair assessment.
No, I didn't know that was what she was talking about. Like a lot of people were talking about Jimmy smiling. Jimmy always smiles. That's Jimmy. Jimmy's a smiley guy. He even said, he's like, man, it sucks for Trey. You never want anything to happen like that, but he'll be back. Like, he was very complimentary. I heard 49ers fans shit on Jimmy for that.
I smile, motherfucker. I smile.
You don't smile.
Do you think I'm gonna smile? Do you think I'm gonna smile if I let down my entire fan base? If I throw interceptions, if I lose the Titans game, am I gonna come to the podium and hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I mean, Jimmy.
The fuck I'm not.
That's what Jimmy does.
No.
Jimmy smiles.
You smile. You should smile when you should smile, and you should be serious, and you should take the criticism. You should take the responsibility for your failures. You should do all of that with a stern shit grin on your face, because I gotta fucking wear one when I look at your dumb ass smiling at me. I'm the one with the fucking stern shit face, and my quarterback, who's responsible for the failures at the time, was smiling.
Like, you can't be upset with other players for being happy that Jimmy Garoppolo is back when they want Jimmy Garoppolo back. I'm sure they're not happy Trey Lance broke his ankle.
All right, TL, how you doing, buddy? Be our voice.
I'm doing just
Nick,
fine, brother.
Hold on, TL, I have to do something real quick. TL, sorry about this.
Goodbye, motherfucker!
He just can't stop talking today. He cannot stop interrupting. He is out of his mind. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. TL, welcome to the show as always.
What's up?
Let people know where they can find you. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, you can find me and my girl Mariah. I see she's here in the chats. We're on the 49 Faithful League podcast. We're steadily growing. We started it. We had a 1-year anniversary show. I don't know if you were there or not to listen to it, but you were there. Okay, cool. Yeah, appreciate the support. So yeah, we did a 1-year anniversary show, and yeah, the season didn't start off like we wanted it to, but hey, it is what it is. It's time to move forward. But there's a lot I want to say, but I'm going to save it for my girl, me and my girl show. But I'm going to give you a gist of what I feel about this situation.
All right.
So,
Good.
yeah. Oh, you want me to go ahead and go?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I heard you were interrupting people. Am I good? Am I going to get interrupted by you, brother?
Good.
Okay. I'm just wondering, brother. You know what I mean?
The floor is yours. Yeah.
I will say, I know you're a Browns fan, but hey, I'm going to tell you guys this. If it happens to be the Bills and the Niners in the Super Bowl, you all got to come fly to Vegas, man. It goes down here during the Super Bowl.
Sure. Totally.
If it's the Bills and the Niners, I'm flying everywhere. I'm making a fucking a world tour out of this shit.
So first and foremost, man.
Me too, Sam.
First and foremost, I'm disgusted. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Here's the thing: our running backs were running the ball very well, and then for them to call a design run where there's an option or not for Trey to run between the tackles, to me, I don't think that's a good play call.
Would you call it reckless?
I would call it reckless, especially when the run game. And that was different if the running game wasn't working. You want to try to change some stuff up. That's Kyle's issue to me, is he likes to go away from stuff that's working. Yeah, and we've seen it. We've seen it in the playoffs. We've seen it in his whole career. Like, if it's like the old school saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like he went away from that. And what pisses me off about it is, I'm looking at it, and I'm trying not to be this conspiracy theorist type dude, but at the same time, you look at Kyle and the way he treats, he develops quarterbacks. He doesn't have a good track record. The RG3 stuff, ran him into the ground. Now you see Trey Lance, his second game as a starter. He's already hurt for the season. Our running backs, we can't keep a healthy running back to save our life. You know what I'm saying? When we had Frank Gore, Carlos Hyde before this regime came in, we never really had that problem. Now Matt Breida was hurt. Raheem Mostert. Now we got Elijah Mitchell hurt. Ty Davis Price is hurt. After, it comes a point in time where now it's like, it's not just unfortunate injuries. It's starting to be a pattern. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the way that they handled this kid, Trey, and first and foremost, I've said this on me and Mariah's show, I'm happy at the end of the day that we kept Jimmy G, because he's a better option than what we would have had in Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy. He has some success, as being the quarterback of this football team. So I'm not pissed off about that. What I'm pissed off about is that when you commit to a quarterback, you do not keep the quarterback on the roster that everybody loves and has success with. Because I feel like when he stayed, now it's chatter in the locker room. Well, I really want Trey, and I feel like Trey is a 22-year-old kid. He's in the second year and still the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL. He's in the second year. And I said this before, like, so when we drafted Trey, I truly believe he was in the best situation possible because you got a good roster, you got weapons, good play caller. But now I'm looking at it, maybe it wasn't a good idea because of the success we had. You don't hear chatter. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear stuff from Trevor Lawrence. You don't hear stuff about Justin Fields, about Davis Mills when they struggle, 2-3 interceptions a game. But Trey, our team is so good right now that now it's like I don't think the veterans in his locker rooms are really having his back because it's like, hey, I'm in my prime. I don't want to waste my prime in this good roster on developing a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately it's a disservice to Trey because now let's just say that we go to the Super Bowl with Jimmy and we win it. What's going to happen with Trey then?
Or even go to the Super Bowl and lose it.
Oh, yeah, either or. I feel like
championship game.
Yeah, you know? either or. Yeah, if we get a deep playoff run, it's going to be the same chatter. But ultimately, to me, when you're the head coach, you need to shut stuff down. I don't care what you say. This is my decision. I'm choosing to go with this quarterback because as a play caller, I feel like he helps our team. He helps our team more than what Jimmy does. But at the same time, I don't know if you agree with this, JV. The play calling from Trey and Jimmy is night and day.
I know.
We call him the Jimmy Gimmies because he gets so many screen passes, so many dinks and dunks, so many rollouts. I don't see none of that for Trey. And then I honestly thought when we played the Texans, that second half of the Texans game, the way Trey looked, he looked good. He was throwing all over the field. He was hitting all the receivers. I was like, okay, cool. Kyle finally realizes how to use this dude because the game before that, the Arizona game, the play calling was trash. And what happened there? He ran Trey to the ground, 16 carries. He got hurt in that game too. And then he was on pace for he had 13 carries. So he had 16 carries against Arizona, 13 against Chicago, and then he was on pace to have 14 against the Seahawks. That's too many carries for a quarterback. How many did Josh Allen have last night? 1.
That's more carries than like Ezekiel Elliott gets.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, man. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It's frustrating.
TL, look, so I have been watching, bro. I'm trying to listen to anyone who is willing. You know, a lot of people are really sensitive to really saying what they really want to say. I see it. I don't know if it's because they draw a lot of attention, and I'm not saying from the chat. They may be drawing a lot of attention from outside. You know what I'm saying? They may be drawing attention from the franchise. They may, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to understand to see, is Kyle the reason that Trey got hurt? Is he the reason? Or are the players not trying as hard with Trey out there on the field? Because they feel that this is a win now opportunity for them, and they don't believe that Trey has it yet to lead them to the Super Bowl. And I told everyone for a long time that Super Bowl expectations were extremely unreasonable with this young talent. It just was it's unreasonable. Like it's not, those expectations are kind of foolish because we know that Trey has struggled in parts of the passing game. Mechanics are a little bit off. They're in everything with Trey is currently in the process. And you have to develop and try to win at the same fucking time. And I just think that it's extremely hard to juggle.
Absolutely.
And I don't care who you are. If you're Shanahan, do you think Bill Belichick wants to move up from 12 to 3, draft a young raw talent, and plan to develop and win? It's just a ton to do. So I ask you, why the fuck did you do this to the kid?
Yeah.
Why have you pushed his career now back 3 seasons?
Yeah.
He's now 3 seasons. So now not only do you come into season 3, but you are forced now to make a decision on the 5th-year option, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we've been beating this fucking dead horse since Sunday. Question is Trey going to be a 49er next year?
He's going to be a 49er next year.
I think he will be.
Okay, hold on, know-it-all. Is Kyle Shanahan going to be the head coach of the 49ers next year?
I mean, unless he has a losing season, I don't see why that wouldn't be the case.
No, if you want to believe the conspiracies, or if you want to buy in to Trey wasn't his choice, he was influenced outside by others, either ownership, others in the front office. Like if I'm Kyle and you fucking this was my chance to get my guy, my guy, right? If I'm supposed to get my choice and you fucking sway me and I gotta take all this shit, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm not necessarily so sure this is the last year with Jimmy. I think there's a possibility. This is a big injury for Trey. He might not be ready by the start of next season.
There's a report that came out today from some doctor that said it was a 8 to 12 week injury. So there's possibility they said he could be ready towards the end of the season. Look it up. 8 to 12 weeks. Because he didn't tear the tibula and the fibula. It was like a fibula tear and a little bit of ligament damage. So yeah, it wasn't
a full break.
No, it was not.
Okay. Well, that's a little better because I initially thought it was a full year.
It wasn't as bad as Dak Prescott. Remember, Dak Prescott was horrendous. It's the same type of injury, but not the full tear. I guess you can say.
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that maybe that knocks down the Jimmy G next year stuff because.
Well, look, let's say Jimmy plays out.
Hold on here. Who's to say if people weren't rallying around the kid this year, and he wasn't showing signs of producing in some people's minds, what the fuck makes us think he's going to be ready for next year after missing an entire? This was supposed to be his grooming year.
Too.
This is supposed to be his grooming year.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl expectations weren't real expectations from the fan base with Trey in the games for this season.
I think they definitely were.
Well, John has said it himself. He's the craziest fan I fucking know in my life.
We had 2 guys on here, B-Dubs and Joey, that said Super Bowl.
Well, this is what I said. I said that Jimmy had 22 touchdowns and 16 turnovers last year. I said if Trey can get us anything close to that or better, we have a chance because our defense has gotten better. Special teams has gotten better. So if Trey can come to anything close, I think he could have got 16, 17 turnovers, but I truly believe he could have elevated the touchdowns. I think he could have had like 5 or 6 on the ground and maybe like 25 throwing, in my opinion. So I thought if he can just give us that, because we are a top 5 roster, then we could have made the Super Bowl. Not saying it was guaranteed or, so basically what I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if we made it or if we didn't make the playoffs, depending on his development and how well it went.
So here's one thing I do want to ask, because I remember the last time you were on TL, we had to talk about this. And there was always this argument to me that never made sense. It was Jimmy is only successful because Kyle puts him in the best position to win, and he does that with all his quarterbacks. Why now it's the argument is he didn't put Trey in the position to win. Isn't that Kyle's expertise? To put Trey in the best positions? That's the argument I've always gotten.
Yeah, here's my opinion. And this is just my opinion. People can take it how they want to. I thought during the last offseason, because obviously they were ready to go with Trey. Jimmy said his goodbyes. They handed the keys to Trey, said it was his team. Ultimately, I think after training camp happened, OTAs, all this other stuff, maybe Kyle thought, he's not where I need him to be passing the ball. Mm-hmm. So maybe, but here's the thing, though. It's just funny because then you got the other side of it where you got Jimmy Ward, you got Fred Warner, a couple other vets that said that Trey in practice tears up the first team defense. So if he's tearing up the first team defense with his arm, why doesn't Kyle see that he can maybe do that in games? And the only way Kyle's going to find that out is if he uses him to throw. So Jimmy, he scripts a game plan for Jimmy to throw over the middle, throw screen passes, this, and that. So here's the thing. Why can't you do that same thing for Trey when I feel like he dumbed down the playbook for Jimmy because of the deep throws? But I feel like with Trey, why I truly believe, and I feel like everybody on this chat who's watching is a Niner fan, Tanya, Dion, Mariah, NorCal Bill, we all really feel, especially after that Houston Texans game, think that Trey can make the Jimmy gimmies, we call them. So that I don't understand. Maybe at this point, Kyle thinks that Trey is more dangerous with his legs. I can't answer that question for you. But to me, he didn't put Trey in the best situation to succeed. I don't think he did that at all. Like the play calling that he's had for Trey's 3 starts, I feel like the second half of the Texans game is the only time he was money. And what's funny about it is that's when Trey ran the least and had the most success.
I just think something doesn't add up. And
I don't either.
And here's the only way that I can process it in my head is that I feel there's an art to dink and dunk. I feel there are some quarterbacks that know how to do it very well, and some quarterbacks actually struggle with it. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people think just because it's a shorter throw that it's easy to do. And Jimmy is very good at that, and Trey, at this point in his career, is not. He's subpar at it, and that's why
you don't even know. You don't know what the fuck this kid
didn't
is.
get a chance to see it.
That's the only thing that I can process in my head to why they do it.
You don't know.
You
don't know.
Like we talk about, Kyle has this playbook that he needs to run, and Jimmy can only do so much of it. Well, you have your quarterback in there. Now you're not. Either you're calling the plays and the quarterback isn't doing what he's supposed to on the plays, or he can't run certain amount of plays that you used to run.
Well, here's a fact that Kyle has a different playbook for Trey. During this offseason, he went and got himself a Ray McLeod, who's a speedster that can stretch the field. Then he drafted Danny Gray, who's a 4.29, 4.30 guy, because they thought, okay, I'm going to use Trey has the arm to get them the football. He never went and got him a speedster when Jimmy was the quarterback because he wanted to do something different with Trey. So that's why I'm pissed off, because it's like, okay, if Trey's not good at the dinking and dunking, if he's an NFL quarterback, I don't care if you're a rookie or not, if he can't hit a screen pass, because I see Jimmy do screens all day, to Ayuk, to Debo, whatever the case may be. But here's the thing, though. And then 2, do what he's good at. Rollouts, play action, deep balls. At least it'll get the defense to be honest and start respecting that. So then you can be like, okay, now we got a safety over the top who's always going with Debo. Now you have Ayuk on single coverage. Now you got Juwan Jennings, Kittle. You have all these weapons. That's going to leave somebody on single coverage, and Trey is good at distributing the football. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, like I said, I don't want to sit here and say that Kyle has been swayed because, he has some arrogance to him where it's my way or the highway type thing. And then Danny Gray, too, somebody mentioned this. He cussed Jimmy out on the sidelines because Jimmy missed him twice on deep balls. So go ahead.
I got a problem with that.
No, I do. Yeah.
One, know your place. You're a rookie. Don't call out a veteran quarterback. I don't give a damn who it is. It could be Carson Wentz. It could be fucking, I don't care. I love Danny Gray. And I know that he's frustrated and angry with Trey. Or with Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, with Jimmy. But don't do that. That's not gonna do you any favors. Come on, bro. We played sports. You know what? If you're not gonna find yourself, listen, if you're not gonna find yourself in Kyle's doghouse doing shit like that, you're certainly gonna find yourself in Jimmy's. Jimmy's just not gonna look at you.
And even worse, the fan base doghouse, which might be the fucking worst out of all the options.
No, because the Trey Lance people are hurrahing for Danny Gray, like, yeah, tell him, Danny. Nah, that's not. This is not the way I want my team to act and behave. I don't want them fighting amongst one another.
Yeah.
I don't want that shit. So Danny Gray, don't go yelling at nobody. He was called, probably Kyle told him exactly what to do and who to throw it to. So, take that up with Kyle. Don't take it up with Jimmy.
Yeah. And here's what I'll say before you guys go. I don't want to feel like I'm overtaking your guys' show. Fish Whisperer, or whatever your name is. The difference between Jimmy, Marquise Goodwin and Jimmy played together, but Kyle had Marquise Goodwin before Jimmy got there. He brought him over from Buffalo, so he didn't go get Marquise Goodwin for Jimmy. That's the difference.
Yeah, and Goodwin had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
He had a lot of issues in his life. He had gone through some terrible tragedies.
Yeah, he lost like two kids, and it was just hard.
His head was never in football.
Yeah,
and he wasn't I'm sorry, but he was more the world-class track athlete, Olympian athlete, not so much the football player.
And you know it firsthand because he was on. You know it firsthand because he was on your team. So you know what I mean. So know the Bills. Yeah, I know he knows about Marquise Goodwin. He didn't really do anything.
I love Marquise Goodwin. I loved him.
Yeah, he had his moments. He was one of those guys that if he got behind the secondary, if somebody hit him deep, he was catching that ball for the most part. But so that's the difference between Jimmy and Trey, whatever the case may be. It's not like he said, "Oh, I got Jimmy. Let me go acquire Marquise Goodwin so he can hit him deep." That's not even close. But here's the thing that bothers me too, JV, about this situation. Hearing some of these press conferences, and I get it. Like these, and like I said, if I'm a vet, if all four of us been on the team since 2017 and we've tasted success. And we're like, man, I made a Pro Bowl, you made a Pro Bowl, and we're just like, man, this team is so good. So I get why they would want Jimmy. I get it, but at the same time, what has he done for you to show he can get you over that hump? So why not try something different? And the second thing, I don't feel like he had much support, and it sucks. Like I said, that's why I feel bad for the kid. You put him in a situation where he has to win now. You put him in a situation where the full team fully doesn't have his back, not being used correctly on the field. And then you got players, and I love me some Kyle Juszczyk. Everybody who knows me, they know that. I love me some Kyle Juszczyk. But for him to say, oh, when Jimmy came in, it felt like Niner football again, nah.
Yeah, that was the comment.
That's the comment. I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just something that you just don't say.
Yeah.
Felt like Niner. That's a shot at Trey in my eyes.
That's the shit you say to your wife when you go home.
Yeah, you go home and like, oh,
you
babe,
don't say that in the fucking
man.
media.
Yeah, you don't say that in front of where millions of fans are gonna hear you.
Right.
You sit there, you go home to your wife, and hey, babe, you know what? I'm glad that it sucks Trey got hurt, but I'm glad that Jimmy's back because it feels like Niner football again. You say that in the privacy of your own home. You don't sit there in a press conference and say it felt like Niner football. And then for Eric Armstead, oh, I'm glad, Jimmy G's our savior. And that's the type of stuff where I feel like Trey doesn't get a fair shake. If you just would have gotten rid of Jimmy, I don't think there would have been an issue. But the fact you kept the quarterback on your team who has helped you get to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl, you've tasted so close to getting that 6th ring, then it's like, okay, here's a 22-year-old kid. He's going to take his bumps and bruises, so let's go ahead and put him in. I'm sure a lot of the vets are not happy with that, which is okay, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I'm the coach. You're going to do as I say. You're either going to buy in or I'm going to ship you out, period. So I don't know, man.
It's tough, man. It's tough to be a Niner fan right now. We're stuck in the motions. We're stuck in the motions of the contract or the quarterback controversy. We're tied up in our emotions with Trey's injury. But as much as I love Trey, I know that we have to move forward now, man. This team deserves. There are other players on this team that deserve their recognition. The quarterback controversy, the Jimmy and the Trey slander, it's got to go. Like I need to move on from that shit. Because a great defense is not getting the attention that it deserves. Hufunga's not getting the recognition that he deserves. This fan base can now move forward and enjoy this defense because if anyone's going to give us a shot against Buffalo or Kansas City, it's the defense. I saw that comment. Jimmy does not stand a chance in a throwdown.
Oh,
with
not
Josh
even
Allen
close.
for Patrick Mahomes.
Not
And I'm
even
sorry,
close.
but I still say to you, TL, I've said this to Nick and Tony and anyone else that's heard me on various other channels. That shootout last season between the two, Kansas City Bills game, one of the best shootouts I've seen in my life.
Absolutely.
One of the
Epic
best.
game.
Hold on,
Epic
John,
game.
who can?
Nobody.
Nobody. There's like 2 quarterbacks in the
That-
league that
I
can
think
fucking do
I
that.
think Herbert. I think
I
Herbert
think
can make some
Herbert can.
throws.
I think Herbert, Aaron
No, I
Rodgers
don't
could
think
probably.
he
Yeah.
can.
I think Rodgers can do it.
I don't think Herbert can.
With the team he has right now, you think Aaron Rodgers can keep up with those 2 guys?
No, I'm just saying
No,
that
I'm just saying. I'm just talking about there's
there's a quarterback that can. There's quarterbacks with the right personnel. They can make it a game. I
I'm
believe.
saying these teams with the quarterbacks on the teams that they're currently
Okay,
on.
that's fair. I say Herbert still has a
maybe
chance.
3. There's maybe 3 that can fuck with
I
that.
still believe Herbert has a chance.
Yeah. You guys, here's the thing. Can they keep up with the scoring of blah, blah, blah was the question. The answer is they don't need to. They probably wouldn't need to. With the defense they have,
Yes.
they wouldn't be putting up stats like that. And they played the Titans, who I think the Titans are terrible this year so far. In week 1, they played the Rams, and I got news for you. The Rams look like dog shit both weeks. So I'm not even quick to jump the gun on my Bills yet. Granted, I don't think they've even played up to their full potential yet.
Which is scary.
Which is scary. But we got Miami. We got our first test this week. Miami, on the road in Miami. This is going to be our first true test of the season. So I'm not getting overly excited yet. But to be honest with you, there's a handful maybe of quarterbacks that can contend with the offenses. The beauty of your team is you don't have to have someone contend with those offenses.
Yep.
You have a defense that contends with those offenses. And your defense is something on a different fucking level that I've seen. And in my lifetime, that defense is something special.
Yeah, and you know what's funny?
I'm still going to rally behind.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about it too? How you say the Bills? You don't think they've met their full potential yet? I don't think this defense has either.
I don't either.
We're missing Jimmy. We're missing Jimmy Ward, who's our probably our best safety. I mean, I don't know if Hufunga's playing lights out, but you get a veteran Jimmy Ward, and then that pass rush really hasn't taken off yet.
I think it's been pretty fucking good.
No, it has, but it hasn't taken off like we all think it can be.
I'll tell you what, every snap, it's like they don't even take a snap off. Every snap, there's fucking pressure on the quarterback. It's wild to watch.
The rotation is nasty. We have like 9 or 10 guys that we just interchange like every down. It's sickening, man. So yeah, that defense, once they get into like a groove and stuff like that, it's gonna be scary. So I agree with you guys. Like it's I don't see a Bills, Patrick Mahomes and them putting up 40 points a game on this defense, but at the same time, your defense is, well, I don't know about the Chiefs, but the Bills defense isn't a slouch either. You know what I mean? You guys have an excellent defense. I don't think Ed Oliver has played yet, has he?
No, either as Tre'Davious White.
That's what I'm saying.
Tre'Davious White hasn't got a shot
That's
yet
what I'm
either.
saying, man.
It's a
so
different
if we have,
defense, though.
But it's still elite. Still elite.
Like Buffalo has a good defense. Don't get me wrong, but Buffalo's defense doesn't scare me.
Oh, what?
When I go up,
Wait, this is where this motherfucker slides in.
Yeah.
But the Browns.
no.
Goodbye, motherfucker.
Yeah, that comment
Can't
was
keep
just,
up with the pace of conversation.
No, don't you dare bring yourself in, you son of a bitch.
That's
You know
a
what? You know what
horrendous
you're gonna do,
comment.
Tony? Change the fucking password. This motherfucker lost his rights.
Yeah.
He's done. You don't get to bring yourself back. You'll come back when we tell you come back. God damn it.
So listen.
Yeah.
We can't. We have other things to get to. I know there is other things out there. You guys are 1-1. You lost in a monsoon. I don't even count that one as a loss, to be honest with you. But you guys played Denver this week. We got Dan Rizzo in the house. What's going on here? Am I seeing shit? Someone must have hacked his account and got in on us. Like my homie the goat says, it's a long season, fellas, and it sure is. This was week 2. You never know. Trey can come back and win them the Super Bowl later in the year. We have no idea what this damn what this season holds.
Super early. Well, look at last year, first 6 games. Everybody was talking about Arizona Cardinals like they were God's gift to football. Oh, Arizona Cardinals look unbeatable, and I think they started out like 7-1. And everybody had them going to the Super Bowl, and they they were in the being like the 5th seed. So yeah, or 6th seed, whatever it was. Yeah, this guy.
30 seconds.
I think we should add another 15 seconds for every time you're in. You'd be in there for about 3 hours at this point in the show.
Honestly, and you know what? I sure shit wouldn't miss you.
You keep putting me out for bullshit. That's meant for offenses. That's not meant for making points.
So what part of this Bills defense do you think is not scary? Because like he said, Tre'Davious White hasn't played. Ed Oliver, arguably their 2 best players on defense. So I don't get how you don't think this is an elite defense that would scare anybody. What they get, the Titans had 7 points in the first game. You guys beat, who'd you guys play week 1? The Rams, and you guys dog walked them. So
I'll tell you what, that Derrick Henry had 25 yards total with like a 7-yard catch. I mean,
yeah.
and that was our bugaboo. I mean, oh my God, that defensive line looks good.
Are you supposed to rush? Are you supposed to run when you're down by 40?
Even before that, though, you could have run the football, even the first quarter. So
the game was close in the first half.
Yeah,
and they just step on your necks, boy. Shit just opens. Just opens up, and they didn't even have in my eyes, they're close to number 1, definitely number 2 wide receiver last night. They were down.
Gabriel Davis didn't play.
No, he didn't.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, bro.
I mean, Josh Allen's in another league. Josh Allen's like Mahomes. Like, I mean, you take Tyreek Hill off there, no sweat. We're just gonna get next guy up. When you have a guy like that, then you don't need great receivers to do that.
I agree, Mariah.
I agree.
Hey, TL, did you watch the Browns game at all?
I did not, but I have the Sunday tick, and it was giving me some issues. As you guys know, it was like a league-wide outage or something like across the nation.
It was
so I didn't even get to watch the morning games pretty much. But, I mean, I'm sorry. That sucks, though, for Nick Chubb to have to apologize for scoring a touchdown. That's ridiculous.
I agree on that. That shit that blows my mind. That blows my mind. But Garrett Wilson was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, JV. I'm laughing at this comment. Josh Allen is overrated. Like, are you kidding me, bro?
That's Daniel Caldron is a Rams fan. He's been in here rubbing my face in that Super Bowl victory since it happened.
Yeah,
Daniel just loves stirring the fucking pot.
Okay.
Is this like a different setup for us today? Or are we gonna go through the games?
No, we're gonna go through the games. I don't know how long. TL, do you
have... I'm good, man. I've let it out enough, but yeah, no.
Are you gonna stay with it? It's your call, buddy.
Yeah. I'll stay with you guys for a while. Yeah, no problem, man.
All right. Let's get to. Well, I guess it's your turn, Nick.
All right. I mean,
here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and Spurs.
Thank you. I don't want to watch you sing. I don't want to watch you sing.
They don't get it.
You don't deserve to sing.
They don't get it today. You blow a fucking 13-point lead with under 2 minutes left, you don't get Nick singing.
A lot of fingers.
We got my man Glenn in the house, and Nick. It seems like you got a gritty to do.
There should only be 2 fingers being pointed. One at Grant Delpit and one at Joe Woods. Those are the only fingers you should be pointing at.
What about your boy Cade York?
Cade York? Listen, should he have made the extra point? Sure. But honestly, what good would it have done? They could have got a 2-point conversion. They could have put it in overtime, and then they beat us in overtime. Our defense wasn't really holding it down. They let Joe Flacco have all the time in the world. They get absolutely no fucking pressure. They get no fucking pressure on a goddamn quarterback.
Nick,
Joe
everyone
Flacco's
wants you.
statue.
Everyone wants you to gritty.
I'm not grittying. I'm gritty when we win. How about that? No, but I mean that. I didn't even know if I should be mad because the offense played phenomenally, and that defense isn't terrible. That defense is actually a pretty good defense. Their offense sucks, and we actually held their offense to a pretty respectable number till the last 2 minutes of the game. But
I told Nick, this is the most dominant loss I've ever seen in my life.
I mean,
they dominated the entire game and somehow fucking lost. It's
even
incredible.
Jacoby Brissett played really, really well. Really well.
I don't know, Tony. What about that Raiders?
Really, really well.
About that Raiders Cardinals? It was 23-7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was they pissed that away, but at least the Cardinals are a good team with weapons and a true leader at quarterback. These motherfuckers did this with Joe Flacco.
That's true.
These dudes did this with Joe Flacco. and against the dominant defense.
Yeah.
Nick, who's your defensive coordinator?
Joe Woods. I wish he wasn't.
I'll tell you what Joe Woods needs.
Yeah!
Get his ass out.
He needs to go.
He's got tons of talent on that defense. Doesn't use a damn bit of it.
How has your linebacker looked that you drafted out of Notre Dame last year?
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, but I remember watching him. He's a beast.
He has an over 90. He has an over 90. He's like a 92 PFF rating.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. The linebackers aren't the problem. The defensive line's not the problem. We're holding running backs to a pretty respectable number. I mean, Garrett's doing all he can. Clowney's doing all he can, but they don't give him any help. There's never a blitz. There's never a linebacker blitz. There's never a safety blitz. There's never a quarterback blitz. They don't blitz at all. I mean, I don't know how you expect to put pressure on somebody when you're just rushing two freaking defensive ends. And our defensive tackles aren't the type of defensive tackles that rush the quarterback. So you're really putting all your emphasis on your defensive ends to do it. And Myles Garrett's getting double teamed every fucking play. Every fucking play. And for some reason, if you're getting double teamed every play, there should be a defensive player that's not covered that he could do something with.
Yeah.
There's no reason why Garrett Wilson should be able to roam around the middle of the field when you're double teaming Myles Garrett. They don't get another play.
I wish he'd pass out every time it happened.
It's almost like I think my audio's fucked up. Like he doesn't even hear it. He just goes straight through it.
Oh no, he hears
me off. It pisses me off so much that he talks through that.
They don't get another. The other team doesn't get an extra player. So if they're double teaming Myles Garrett, there's got to be somebody free. Like why is there a receiver that's just able to, or a running back that's just able to catch a 5-yard pass and turn it into a 12-yard gain? Why is that?
Why? Let me tell you why. Because Joe Woods.
Yeah.
I love Vince McMahon.
We were talking Vince. Theoretically, Vince McMahon's the owner of the company. He can fire anyone he wants. Yeah, for some reason he'd fire Steve Austin every week, and Steve Austin would be back the next time, beating him with like a bedpan or something.
Nick, I don't know. I hate to break this to you this late in life, but it's fake, you dumb son of a bitch. In fact, Nick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to that's enough about the stupid Browns. Chargers Chiefs. We're gonna try to go through this rapid fire. Had a little scare with Mr. Justin Herbert here. What'd you see in this one, TL?
I'm actually pretty impressed how I ain't gonna lie. I thought the Chiefs weren't gonna look as good after they lost Tyreek Hill because I was looking at the receivers like Valdez Scantling, and I'm just like, I don't know how good they're gonna be, but he's still slinging that thing, man. But I know it's early, but I actually picked the Broncos to win that division. But I don't know. I heard that Jerry Jeudy got hurt. I don't know how long that's gonna be, but I just thought that they've always had a good defense and everything. But yeah, Chiefs look good, man. I have to give it to them. I thought I had picked the Chargers to actually cover, and they did because it was plus 3.5, and they scored. Justin Herbert had that last touchdown with like 30 seconds left or whatever it was.
It was so dope.
Yeah,
I loved
it was a
He
great game.
threw it.
I don't know if you guys had noticed, like third down before it went to fourth. He was like a yard away from the first down, and he didn't run for the first down. Like he just got the ball, and he just threw it like because his ribs and arm were hurting that bad. Did you guys notice that?
I did.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the first down was right there.
I saw it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that interception, that like 100-yard return for a touchdown. Yeah. The Chargers could have went in there and beat them, and I think probably they should have.
Yeah.
They were marching down the field. I think they had the ball on like the 5-yard line or some shit. And it was a pick six for like 100 yards.
All of the momentum.
I think it was by a rookie too. I think the dude was a rookie too.
And you see when that happens, and that happens to the Chiefs, you ain't coming back from that kind of shit.
Yeah.
There's something about Herbert that I always said the Chiefs aren't going to miss a beat. I've said it repeatedly on the show, but there's something about Herbert where he looks the part, like you see the skills, but he just doesn't win. Like I realize he's young. He hasn't had a lot of time in this league, but he's been good from rip, and he just doesn't win. Like he didn't make the playoffs last year. Like they just don't win. They should have been a playoff team last year.
All right, so that's it. Yeah, John.
You guys got KC.
All right, you ready?
I went against him.
All right, let's go with.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze.
Tell you what, these Lions looked relentless against the Commanders. I can't remember. You might have to go back to Barry Sanders days. Maybe some Megatron teams.
Days.
We'll go back to Megatron
days.
For
sure.
I haven't seen a Lions team look like this since Megatron. This was so refreshing.
Dan Campbell.
To see.
I'm telling you, it's fucking Dan Campbell. They bought into that crazy motherfucker. They love him. They love him.
At one point, I think it was 22-0.
Yeah,
they were really putting it on him, and then they kind of backed off into like a prevent towards the end of the game. Commanders came down and they put some points on the board, but this was a bloodbath.
It was.
TL, what'd you see?
Yeah, surprise team this year. Like I mean, even week 1 they played well. Like they were neck and neck with those Eagles, man. And I'm just like, man, like this team actually is pretty good. And I thought, okay, it was probably a fluke, but then they went up here and put 22-0 to start off against the Commanders. This team could be legit. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but Goff's looking good. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he looks good. They finally found them, looks like a number 1 receiver. So, yeah, running game's doing well. Like, I don't know, man. It's been a weird first couple of weeks in football, but yeah, these Lions are a team that people just can't go in there and thinking is going to be an automatic W this year, from what I see.
Isn't it like easy? Isn't it easy to root for them too? Like,
it is.
I don't know anyone that doesn't like the Lions right now. They're not really a threat. They haven't been a threat to anybody.
I'm not. I like them, but I'm not thrilled.
Why?
Dan Campbell did exactly what he said he was going to do. Came into last season, first game of the season, took JV's kneecaps, Mostert's kneecaps. I'm not over that. I'm rooting for the damn team. Dan Campbell's a crazy asshole, but it is what it is. Whatever.
Don't come in unprepared against the Detroit Lions.
Not at all.
That's basically the rule of thumb. I don't think they're going to win a ton of games this year, but don't come in unprepared against them because they will kick your ass. But it's easy to beat up on Carson Wentz because he stinks.
John, you got anything for this one?
No. No, I think the Lions are doing what they set out to do. They're rebuilding, and they're doing it the right way. They're getting great players. Dan Campbell, JT.
Bring him on the show, JT. Bring him on the show.
Tell your cousin to hop on with the Locker Room Rant.
What was the other one? What's the next one? Saints Bucks.
This shit show. Buccaneers versus Saints. This game up until the fourth quarter was like 3-3 snooze fest. Mike Evans and Lattimore got into it towards the end of the game. Lattimore got ejected. Evans got suspended for one game. I never understood the fighting. I never understood the fighting with a helmet on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like you're not gonna hurt the guy. Don't swing and try to punch him in the helmet. That doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, if anything, you're gonna break your own hand. If anything.
Yeah, I seen one of those guys on the Saints was like punching Russell Gage like in the helmet, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? How dumb can you be? But nonetheless, Buccaneers won 20-10. It was a shit show. This Buccaneers offense looks terrible. I know they have a lot of injuries, but even in week 1, they had most of their crew there, and they looked bad against the Cowboys. The offense did.
How bad did the Saints look, though?
Saints are looking bad. Saints are surprising how bad they look to me, actually. John, what do you got on this one?
Outside of Mike Evans totally taking out my fantasy for next week after hurting me in one of my leagues, he hurt the team, bro. And he literally said, "That's Tom Brady." Motherfucker, it isn't the president. What are you doing? He said, He literally said to the refs, "That's Tom Brady. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Be a threat next week?" Now look what you've done. They called Cole Beasley to come and save the fucking day.
I actually think Cole Beasley on the Bucs makes a ton of sense, and I think that
it does.
A lethal combination.
He fits that like fucking Wes Welker, Danny
Amendola,
Julian Edelman.
He just fits that fucking mold exactly. It's like he was made for Tom Brady.
Like
Dude, Tom Brady apparently Tom had been in contact with Beasley. He's trying to get him to Tampa. Here's his opportunity. Who would have thought?
Good thing about Cole Beasley, though, his hands are money. Like that dude does not drop any footballs, and I feel like I feel like him and Scotty Miller, could be like a nice little tandem on the slant routes and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that works out for him.
Brady's gonna throw to him 20 times a game.
Oh,
a lot of concussions on that team coming up. Panthers versus Giants. This was a shit. This was also a shit show. This was a boring ass fucking game till the end. Started going back and forth. Panthers tied it. Giants came back. They took the lead. Panthers tied it. Giants ultimately kicked the field goal to win the game. Saquon, I mean, for fantasy purposes, this was a shit show. Saquon didn't fucking show up. McCaffrey didn't show up. None of the receivers for the Panthers or the Giants. I don't even know how the fuck they had the score was 16-19. I couldn't even tell you who scored.
It was because the Panthers had two fumbles. It was 2 turnovers. I think one by Robbie Anderson and one by Chuba Hubbard on a kickoff. And the Giants had a short field and they capitalized on it. Otherwise, nobody really played well. So let's not think the Giants are good.
JT's already calling from Matt Rule's head. Is that his name, Matt Rule?
Yeah. Matt Rule, yeah. So what's funny?
Yeah.
What's funny, Tony? The leading receiver for the Panthers was DJ Moore. He had 3 catches for 43 yards, and he caught the only touchdown.
That's terrible.
See that, JT? You see that, JT? Look at what I did for you, bro. Nick took the Giants. Tony took the Giants. I took the damn Panthers for you, bro. I did. I took them for you, bro.
Stop thinking with your dick. You gotta start thinking it with your head. All right, that game sucked. JT, I'm sorry. I would love to talk about your Panthers more, buddy. You are a very avid watcher of this show, and I love you to death. You're my personal bodyguard on Bleacher Report. But I got news for you, buddy. That's all I got for you with this game. They got to start playing better, buddy, so we can talk about them more. Next one. Here we go, Nick. I know John loves seeing this.
I did.
Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah.
Patriots,
And they lost.
17. Patriots 17 versus the Steelers 14. This again, boy, these are 3 snooze fests in a fucking row. This one was fucking bad too. I mean, Macaroni Jones is not looking good so far. Granted, he went against the Dolphins on the road. Now he's on the road against the Steelers. I look for him to rebound big time against the Baltimore Ravens next week at home. Ravens secondaries beat the shit. What did we see on this one, Johnny?
We saw Pittsburgh doesn't know who the fuck their quarterback is going to be. They're not totally sold on Trubisky. They really just need to move forward with what's his face, Pickett. They really need to. It's just make the change. Mitch isn't going to do anything that he hasn't already done. Mitch is a backup quarterback in this league. That's it. You could thank fucking Matt. What's his name?
Charles Nagy.
No, Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy.
You could
Charles
blame Matt Nagy.
I never thought I was going to be able to say it again. John just gave
You're
me
not. I'm not going to say it. Don't do that shit. That's not right. Matt Nagy ruined Trubisky. Point blank. Period. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Look, Cleveland plays Pittsburgh Thursday night with no Clowney. I am not looking forward to it because it's going to be boring, like Panthers Giants boring, but it's football, so we're going to take it. I'm still rooting for Cleveland if it makes you feel any better, Nick. But you better put something better.
I really care less, honestly.
You better put something better. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Pittsburgh. I'll take Pittsburgh. You fucking snake.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You know why I love sports? Because sports, I'm a nice guy on the outside.
You're a dog shit person on the outside and
are you? Is this really? Are you really going to take an hour 30 into the show? Are you really going to write your biography right now?
I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy when it doesn't come to sports.
I don't give a shit
when it comes to sports.
Listen, guy, I don't give a shit.
I'm a self-said prick when it comes to sports.
Okay.
Look, they already hate you. You're not digging yourself out of this one.
How about this shit? Who saw this coming besides who's our boy? Who's the one that said remember that someone was throwing stats at us? Was it JT?
No, it
Nick.
was he was on last week.
Oh yeah. Our guy from overseas.
Was it RB Sports or something like that?
Yeah.
It was Carl.
Carl, that's his name. Yeah.
Carl. Remember, Carl was like,
he called it.
the Jaguars
win in Jacksonville.
The Jaguars do not lose to the Colts at home since 2014. Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be a fucking idiot. And I was like, damn, this dude knows what the fuck he's talking about. I'm taking the Jaguars, and I think you two took the Colts.
No, I didn't take the Jaguars.
John,
no.
Fact check.
I was the only one that took the Colts. It's at the bottom here.
Oh, so Nick
See that?
too.
I took the Colts.
Carl was like, don't be such a fucking idiot.
You know what's crazy, guys?
Say it.
What's that?
I had a 14 parlay, right? And the Colts is the only team that messed up my ticket.
Ooh, bro.
I had a $50 4-teamer to win 600. The Niners, the Niners covered, the Giants covered, and so did the Chargers. So I had those three, and then also had the Colts because the Colts were like -4. I go, the Colts are coming off a bad loss. I think they can beat Jacksonville. Nope, that's the only team that screwed me, man, and got shut out on top of it. So
let's cut the shit. Matt Ryan's no good anymore.
Yeah.
No, look. I'll buy in. I hate you.
No good.
I hate you, but I will get off of my. I will get Matt Ryan off of my train. I really thought that he would really succeed in Indy with this team, but I'm starting to understand, like, Russ and Matt Ryan never actually got off of the airplane to their respective new franchises. Neither one of them have showed up.
I think there's still some hope with Russ because Russ is obviously much younger.
You were really, John. You were really.
I really bought into Matt Ryan going to Indy. I really bought in, and I have no problem admitting that I was wrong.
Like, you were on that dude's nutsack.
I was holding them like this
and giving a massage and everything, huh?
Like every show leading up to
and I didn't even hesitate, bro.
You found a way to mention Matt Ryan in every show leading up to the season starting. It was incredible.
I took the Colts.
Yeah,
guys.
And then at the last minute, Michael Pittman Jr. didn't play. So then I was just like, oh crap. I was like, okay, I don't know how good this game's gonna go.
He didn't have his top weapon, but it's one guy. You got you should be able to.
Dude, she's not wrong, bro. I slipped on a banana peel, bro. Like, she's not wrong. She's not wrong, bro. Every week on the Locker Room Rant, I was sitting here nurturing this dude's nuts. And here we are, dude. We are, dude. He put up. Listen, come on, TL. When you found out that Matt Ryan was going to Indy, didn't you think then this could probably be pretty crazy? Like, they could make the playoffs with Matt Ryan.
Only because the division's kind of weak. But other than that, I was just like, nah. Like, I don't know. I felt like
not an upgrade over Wentz.
I thought
and this is proof to me. This has proven me that Carson Wentz probably was not the problem.
No, he was the problem.
I don't know, bro.
Same way of them getting Matt Ryan as I did with them getting Phillip Rivers 2 years ago, with them getting Carson Wentz last year.
Same thing.
I felt like it's the same type of fucking guy. It's not someone that's going to put you over the hump.
No,
guys,
Rivers.
I'm dying to click on the next game. I'm dying to click on the next game. Please let me get to it, Nick.
All right, good. This you just click on the Colts Jaguars.
No, I didn't. Shut up.
Yes.
All right. This I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna say it was on the same level.
Stop clapping.
Yeah, what
like
are
a
you clapping?
Fucking 7-year-old.
I like the Dolphins.
Jesus, you were the kid at the aquarium that stuck his cheeks up against the glass.
Dolphins are my favorite water-based creature.
Yeah, I bet, because they probably humped you underwater once.
They're smart. They're smart. That's the reason why I like elephants, because they're smart.
Shit, guys, this was. I'm not gonna say it was on the same level as Bills Chiefs playoffs, but it was a very fun game to watch. This was probably one of the most fun regular season games I've seen in a while. This was back and forth. Great. It was excellent quarterback play from both teams. Tua was on fire. It's like he couldn't be stopped. Fucking Waddle was doing his little penguin dance in the end zone 3 times, however many times it was. Tyreek Hill catching bombs down the field. And Lamar Jackson, for the most part, answering, equally as dominant as Tua was. It was a very fun game to watch. And I found myself thinking, like, these Dolphins I think they're fucking for real. I think these Dolphins are something to fuck with. What's their coach again? The guy that you
Mike
guys got?
McDaniel.
This guy, I think he knows what he's doing. I think he's
Yes.
not. I think he's on to something in Miami.
I got crucified in Spaces once because I made the comment. Do we see a change? Does Kyle's offense look a little dumbed down without McDaniel? Everybody was like, no, McDaniel, Kyle taught him, and I don't know, man.
I look like such a dork.
Just saying, it might be too soon. But I'm buying into Mike McDaniel. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to be a great coach. You know what? Those guys love him there. They love him there.
He looks
Yeah,
like
they do.
such a dweeb, though.
Hey,
Okay,
as long as he gets
so
it
do you.
done. So do you. No,
Hey,
that
so do you.
and Tony, that game, man. Honestly, I thought it was over. It was 35-14. I go, oh, it's a wrap. You know, after
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson had that 78-yard touchdown run, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a. Then I turned it back. I was like, oh, now it's 35-14, and then Mike McDaniel just got in his bag and was like, you know what, we're gonna attack this secondary. And then he hit Tyreek Hill on two bombs, and he hit Jalen Waddle for the winner, to win the game. And then when I saw, like, I know Tua was out there slinging it, but when I saw 469 yards and 6 touchdowns, that's just unbelievable. And people were writing him off too, saying he's a bust and get rid of him. And
There's people on the show. I think Nick down below.
No, I've always had Tua's back.
No,
I
it was
just
me.
don't believe in Tua. Someone
No,
tell me.
That was me.
I've
That
never
was me.
believed
That was me.
Well, then you know what, John?
I said what I've always said of Tua. I think people were jumping on his nuts a little too
But
much.
I credit McDaniel for the success. I'm not crediting Tua.
I think people are jumping on his nuts a little too much now. But I've always said Tua has the skills to get the ball to those receivers.
mm-hmm.
Those receivers are dynamic.
There's a track team out there.
Even Gesicki's a weapon, like in the red zone. Like, I
Well, I
mean,
wish you'd do more.
And they got arguably the fastest running back in Mostert. Like, you know what I mean? It's a
The
straight
whole
up
team
track.
is speed.
Most
It's
all
a
speed.
track team.
Good back.
That's a good way to look at it.
And you got two of the fastest receivers in the league, and they're not even just track speed fast.
No, they're football players.
Football fast.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean, that's the most weaponized team in the league, in my opinion. Like, Tua's not Josh Allen. Tua's not Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
But those weapons that he has are far superior than any other team's weapons.
That's because of McDaniel, though. McDaniel is making this. He is putting Tua in
He's
the
utilizing
position
the weapons.
to get these guys
Exactly.
yak yards. He's doing this. He's taking a page out of the Shanahan playbook, and he's implementing in Miami.
Yep.
And it's working.
Mm-hmm. And I've never been a big believer in the Ravens, though. Like, I don't think the Ravens are a great team, and people
Of course
always,
not. They're your division. They're a division
division
rival.
rival.
For you. You've never said shit.
I would give them the props if I think they deserved them, but I just don't think they deserve them.
You know what's crazy about this whole Ravens situation and Lamar? It may be too early to make this comment, but I saw somewhere that the price is driving. The better he plays, the price, he's just driving the price up.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
And I mean, I couldn't fucking agree more. This dude is, I condemned him for trying to partner up with mom and negotiate the contract because I still think that, like, it's not a good fit. I just believe that you should have an agent. I just do. But at this point, if all you want right now, Lamar, is guaranteed money every dollar, fuck needs an agent for that.
What did Kyler Murray get? $250 million, right?
Too much.
Yeah. So you're looking at Lamar Jackson probably getting close to 300 with more guarantees, at least like 275 or something. Like he's out there killing it right now. And you guys probably know better than I do. Is Kyle Hamilton hurt for the Ravens, or did he just not win the starting position?
I have no clue, to be honest. I haven't really followed the Ravens too much.
Mm-hmm.
I know that guy was a stud coming out of college.
Oh, most definitely.
And I know that guy was almost like a can't miss prospect, but to be completely honest, I haven't seen anything of him.
Yeah, because I haven't seen him on the field. And And I know he was getting cooked, and everybody was teasing him in preseason.
Yeah, sometimes
he was
people are
getting
like
cooked,
that.
so
I don't
yeah.
know.
So okay.
All right, that was a fun game.
Glenn said you had all kinds of weapons, Nick, and you didn't do shit.
What are you talking about?
He's
Just
just
talking
making,
about the Browns.
making a statement.
Talking about the Browns and all the
Win.
weapons.
Win.
Probably when you had Odell Beckham and Landry and the 2 tight ends that you guys had. Who you guys had? Hooper and and Joku. So you guys had a lot of weapons.
Listen, and Joku's come along a lot in the last 2 years. He's consistently getting better, and he's been kind of getting a lot of shit for it, but he's actually a really good tight end right now. He had a drop. He had a drop last game. I ain't gonna crucify him for it though. His blocking has become very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason.
Who's your slot receiver? Who's your slot receiver that's pretty good too? Higgins, right? Rashard Higgins.
Higgins was kind of off and on. He was kind of in doghouses and then came out. And like sometimes Baker liked him, sometimes he didn't.
And you got my boy Peoples Jones from Michigan.
Peoples Jones is a young player. He's still getting better though. Like he's never really been a weapon. Like Odell got hurt twice. And then Jarvis got hurt most of the time. We really didn't have too many weapons.
So what you're saying is Glenn called you out for having all these weapons and you just don't want to admit it. I see what's going on here. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's simple. He's right. He's not wrong.
I mean,
Baker Mayfield. I said it 100 times over again, and you eventually came around, Nick. That Baker just wasn't it for Cleveland. Just wasn't it.
I think Baker has a lot of talent. But I don't think he knows how to use his talent.
Fair.
And that's it. Maybe one day he'll get it, but he has short. Even this year, he's had short spurts of being really good, and then sucks.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
I don't think
Stefanski's
offensive scheme needs a lot of wide receiver talent. I don't think like that's the kind of.
You need a guy who you can depend on, though. Like you saw it last game. Amari Cooper is a guy you could depend on. Amari Cooper's getting open all the time. Like you don't need a quarterback that's going to do too much. Is what you don't need.
They got one of them coming. That also likes massages.
I can't wait till he comes back.
Yeah,
Mahomie to go.
I'm going to give him a massage before the 11th game.
Too much turnover in coaching staff. Fuck that team. Oh, my God. Dude, hit it on the head. Freddie Kitchens. You want to talk about a guy that had his head in a lap.
Okay.
Freddie's head was in Baker's lap.
But that was
ever.
Like Baker.
And vice versa. Then they were laying in each other's lap. Either way, my point still stands.
Like
I agree. I agree with the statement here. statement.
Let's move on. We can talk about this when the Browns game comes up because I'm sure it's coming up at some point in time.
We already talked about the fucking Browns, you idiot. What are you talking about?
We don't have them on the banner.
Oh yeah,
I'm done talking about them though. That's for damn sure. We already talked about the fucking Browns. What do you want to do? Go back to them? They sucked. All right. Falcons 27, Rams 31. John, what do you think, buddy?
I didn't even watch the game. I don't have anything to tell you about it. Falcons are playing. I don't give a shit.
I watched the second half of that game, and Rams do not look good after 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Playing at home too. I mean, they just don't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. Niners look like they're gonna take that division. I think we're just the best team this year as far as 2022 for the NFC West. And I think. I mean, this is another one who almost blew it. I mean, the Rams were killing Atlanta, and all of a sudden I look up and it's 25 to 31. I was like, what the heck's going on here? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Matthew Stafford looks like he's kind of taking a step back a little bit, and that defense doesn't look good to me. Like, that defense does not look good. Like, Aaron Donald's like the only one that stands out. Him and
I tell you who does
Bobby Wagner. Who?
Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do his thing every single week. Like
he might have 200 catches this year.
Yeah, that dude is just unstoppable, man. That dude, but Mariota looking kind of solid. Like, I mean, they had the Saints on the ropes, and almost won that game. and just they tried to have their kicker kick like almost a 65-yard field goal and something he missed. But these are 2 games that they almost won, and they were it sucks too because they were beating the Saints, and they let the Saints come back, and then they were beat by the Rams, and they came back against the Rams. So yeah, I think the Rams have taken a step back.
Cooper Kupp fumbled towards the end of this game.
He did. He
gave the Falcons the ball on the Rams 30-yard line, and they couldn't punch it in for a touchdown. They could have easily lost this game.
Oh, easy, yeah. And then what's the name? Jalen Ramsey had that last interception. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Drake London kid looks unbelievable though for the Falcons.
He's good.
That's all fine and dandy. Where's Kyle Pitts? That's your best player. Like, how are you not getting the ball to your best player?
Maybe they're doubling him or something. But yeah, you're right. Drake
He's gotten like 20 yards the past 2 games.
Do you guys remember when USC receivers used to be trash coming into the league? I feel like over the last few years, like they've started to come around. Like when they had like Kerry Colbert, like there was a bunch of them. Like they just came in and they were dominated USC, but never really did anything in the pros. I feel like the Trojans now are starting to have these receivers come in, like you said, the Drake Londons, the Amon-Ra St. Brown, and all these other guys starting to come in and do their thing now. So
I didn't even know St. Brown went to USC.
Yeah, he went to USC as well. Yep.
Almost makes you wonder why they stink so bad.
I don't think they will anymore, though.
No, not anymore, buddy.
Yeah, not anymore.
I think, when teams win a Super Bowl, one of 2 things happens. Either they get that taste and they want that taste for the rest of their lives, or they win and lose a little bit of fire. And I feel like that's where the Rams are right now. I think they won the Super Bowl and they lost a little edge to them, lost a little bit of fire. And now they're just kind of trying to get by on talent and not hunger. And that's just how I see it. But what the fuck do I know?
You know what I could say too, Tony? I think too, you kind of put a target on your back coming off a Super Bowl. So I think when you win, like the Rams, for instance, every team's going in there and want to beat them to make a statement. Like, oh, you won the Super Bowl, but I'm here too. And like you said, it's either one of those things like, you got the Super Bowl hangovers, which is funny to me. Like, I mean, I know it's months and months that go by. It's funny to me how, like, the team who wins the Super Bowl plays the longest, yet they open up on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy to me. But like the Bengals too, we look at the Bengals too, like they're playing like trash. two Super Bowl teams that win aren't playing good. So I don't know, man.
Well, the loser of the Super Bowl has a tendency of playing like trash.
Nick, you fucking play like trash.
John, somehow
let's
you're
talk about those guys. Let's talk about those guys. But yeah, John, what's going on, dude?
I didn't have anything nice to say. I was just doubling back. I was telling him he sucks too.
All right, Bengals 17, Cowboys 20. Again, Bengals lose by 3 again. We haven't seen the Joe Burrow from last year. I don't know if we ever will. It just looks like a different team. He's under duress every fucking play that he drops back. It's unbelievable. The offensive line is absolutely garbage.
That I thought they fixed it.
They spent some money on it, but it didn't fix it.
No.
So do these guys need to get it together? They got to mesh. They got to build some
continuity.
Possibly.
Some continuity. I mean, Jesus, what is going on over there?
I
would have been happy with some of those pieces in San Francisco.
You know what? Let's not be too quick to throw them in the fire. They played the Steelers week 1, which I think the Steelers have a really solid defense, and they played the Cowboys week 2, and I think the Cowboys have an unbelievable. That Micah Parsons is something different. That guy was everywhere. He was everywhere on the field. He was like almost sacking the quarterback, but then there'd be like a screen pass, and he would like somehow still make the play down the field after like wrapping up Burrow, and he would still make the play down the field somehow. The guy was fucking everywhere. He's a once in a generation talent.
Let's cut the shit on this one too. the Bengals are playing like absolute dog shit.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't think they'd play this bad. They didn't get beat by Dak Prescott. They got beat by Cooper Rush.
Oh, look at this, Nick. Another division rival.
Hey,
Nothing
Tony,
good to
you
say.
made a good point too, though. It's like, back-to-back weeks, you got T.J. Watt, and you got Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
So
You're going to be under duress with those two bastards out there.
Oh, for sure.
Well, John, I gave the Bengals their props of being better than everyone else thought they were last year. Now I'm not giving them their props because I think people think they're better than they are.
All right.
Jury's still out, buddy. It's week 2. I mean, chill out.
This team ain't making the playoffs.
My God, this team ain't
making
a bottle and have a drink with me. Chill out,
guys. I apologize. I don't know this guy's name. I'm gonna need some help. Can anyone tell me what the Denver Broncos coach's name is?
I have no clue. Oh, Hackett.
Hackett?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, there it is.
I got news for Nathaniel Hackett. He's next on the list here. Come on.
Yeah.
Something about when Nick does it, he ruins.
They are doing this thing right now, and don't get me wrong. Is it because I have Javonte Williams in a couple fantasy leagues? Probably. But they're doing this thing right now where they're trying to showcase Russell Wilson and trying to force like touchdowns for Russell Wilson. I think like trying to Nick, how they're trying to justify getting Russell Wilson, and it's not working for this fucking team. They look like clowns out there. They need to turn around and from the 3-yard line, they're doing the same shit they were doing in Seattle. From the 3-yard line, throwing passes on first and goal from the 3, second and goal from the 3, third and goal from the 3. Throwing passes, trying to showcase and justify this Russell Wilson shit, and it's not paying off. They scored 16 points against the
Houston Texans.
The Houston Texans at home, mind you.
They're shitty.
Go ahead, TL.
No, I was just it's funny too. He's never really been a great head coach, but Lovie Smith does know how to coach a defense.
Oh yeah,
that's one thing he can do. And and you see how, for the most part of week 1, if you looked at it, the Colts were getting the beat down. It was like 13-3 at some point. So his defense is playing well. And Davis Mills looks pretty solid. Like he can be something in this league. I think you give him like another 2 years or so, give him some weapons. But yeah, I didn't get to see this game much. I saw a few highlights and stuff. But yeah, the Broncos, I mentioned earlier, I picked them to win the division. It's only been 2 weeks, but they are not looking good at all. And then when Jerry Jeudy got hurt and stuff like that, and I don't know what this team is going to look like. I have faith in Russell Wilson because he just seems to get it done. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something about that guy. And I feel like this team is better than what he had in Seattle, but because this defense is good. But then I saw, what's that corner? Oh, Patrick Surtain Jr. got hurt too. So that might, that's going to be a big blow if he misses a couple weeks. So, yeah, another snooze fest of a game. No, it was really boring. I expected better from Denver. I mean, to only score 16 points against the Texans at home with all those weapons with Cortland Sutton and Javonte Williams is unacceptable.
Agreed. John. Who's RA?
You're muted, brother.
I was going to say, RA, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us, fam. We haven't seen you here before. Tell us how you found us, and I hope you enjoy the show, fam. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, what do you want me to tell you about Russ? He just doesn't look like Russ. He looks uncomfortable. He doesn't look like he's settled into this offense. They're not gelling, and fuck cares what I have to say. I went into like a depressive slumber Sunday. I just shut my brain off. I did. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. You want me to sit here and tell you guys how these games went? I did not want to watch football. My heart broke. I just laid down in my bed and I covered myself and my soul left my body, bro. That's it. I was sad.
Yeah,
I was grieving.
We really missed out. We should have put "Unbreak My Heart" on the on the soundboard.
Do it in
Cardinals.
Spanish too. Have you heard of Tony Braxton do it in Spanish? Have you heard that? Okay. I'm about to say. Okay. Not nice.
Truth is, Nick doesn't really understand English, so to hear it in Spanish isn't going to do him any good.
Remember, so me and Nick worked at a jail, right?
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
The same jail together. We worked there. And we had we had this debate for whatever reason. It was a long story, but we had this debate that Tony Braxton isn't a well-known singer
anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, Ra. Okay, I appreciate the sub, fam. Stick around. I think you'll enjoy us.
We got on the intercom where all the inmates were, and we called over like this like biker dude. He was like a biker, like an old biker, like gang leader. You know what I mean? Like
tattoos,
real, like
swastikas all over him.
Yeah, like shaved head, like
Aryan brother. Aryan brother. Yeah.
So we call him over the intercom, and he was like, "What do you want?" We're like, "Alan." He goes, "What do you want?" Like, have you ever heard of Tony Braxton? He goes, "Hell yeah, Unbreak My Heart, one of the best songs ever."
That's awesome, right? Oh man.
Totally surprised the living shit out of us. Never in a million years would you have thought this dude
came up to that intercom all pissed off.
What do you want? What do you want, you assholes? Have you ever heard of Tony Braxton? He was like, "What? Hell yeah, I've heard of Tony Braxton. Unbreak My Heart, one of my favorite songs."
That is awesome, man.
It was awesome.
Oh, shit.
That's funny.
Where we at here? Where we at?
Cardinals Raiders.
Cardinals Raiders. What a game. Fucking Raiders dicked off.
This game.
Go ahead, John.
Kyler. Bro, Kyler. I don't even know what to tell you. He looked like he was going to throw this game away, right? Like, I don't like a mobile quarterback in my division. I don't like a mobile quarterback in my fucking division. My fucking Niners have never been able to really contain and get after a mobile threat. They've always, these mobile quarterbacks, Russ, Kyler, they've always made these cardiac games. They make them awful. This Kyler, look, I heard today that Kyler runs around and he feels pressure, right? But he doesn't even react to it. It doesn't even matter that there's an edge rusher behind him. He just, I don't know if it's the luxury of being so fucking short and so quick that these big dudes just can't catch you. But like, I don't know, man. The way that Kyler ended that game, that was incredible. Those scrambles, TL, I'm afraid. I'm afraid for that shit. Yeah, because last season Kyler hurt himself running around like a mosquito. Yeah. He hurt himself. He was everywhere, dude. He's everywhere. Kyler just scrambles everywhere, dude. He leaves the line of scrimmage, he runs 25 yards back, does a couple circles, runs to the sideline. Just all right. People are just constantly missing Kyler. It's insane.
I think it's unwarranted. Kyler Murray is somebody who will have highlights, in his seasons, and then he'll leave you wanting. It's always been my assessment of him, and he's never proven me otherwise.
Yeah.
TL.
I don't. You know what, JV? I'm not really worried about them. You know, I know they swept us last year, but I think we're sweeping them this year. I just think our defense is too good. I mean, we have a better, strong safety now who actually is good at stopping the run and keeps some plays in front of him in the Hufanga. This game was wild, man. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see those Raiders fans popping bottles when they were up 23-7 in the fourth quarter?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you guys have to Google that, man. They had like two women and this guy. They were like popping bottles of champagne. They thought the game was over and it was comedy. And
I
then,
love that.
and Raiders will be Raiders. You know what I mean? I don't know, I don't know if you guys ever come to Vegas and need to do a tour of the stadium. It's amazing. There's a holding cell underneath the stadium for fans that act crazy and stuff, but they didn't let us see that. But anyway, when I say Raiders will be Raiders, did you guys see the thing where Kyler Murray, I don't know if it was a friend of his, a brother, I don't know who it was. He went over there and shook the guy's hand. He was sitting like in the first two rows. He went and gave him a hug, and he got slapped in the face by a Raiders fan. Did you guys see that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, look that up too. So this guy
Yes.
he's under investigation because he slapped Kyler Murray in his face while he was hugging a friend of his. So.
I saw that somebody had hit Kyler Murray, but I didn't know it was a hand. I didn't know it was a slap.
Yeah, it was a fan. Yeah, it was crazy. But
Yeah.
this game was wild, man. Like the Raiders, it's funny too because after all these acquisitions and stuff like that went to the AFC West, I truly believe the AFC West right now is the best complete division in football. And I always said, like, the Raiders, even though they got Devontae Adams, are probably going to finish last in that division just because everybody else is so strong. But, yeah, this game, Kyler Murray with that last scramble to get that touchdown, man, dude is electric. And I agree with Nick. He has his moments where it's like, he'll leave you with, like, your eyes wide open, like, oh, my God, this dude just made an awesome play. But then sometimes he does some head scratching stuff. You're like you saw how he played in the playoffs against the Rams. He was terrible. So, yeah, I agree with you on that, Nick. He always leaves you, like, wanting more. Like, man, I want to see what this guy can do. But, yep, I agree.
So RA has a question. What team will be a sleeper this season? And it's a team that you thought was going to be trash, but ends up being really good. Is there a team out there you see from the first 2 weeks that's going to cause some trouble that you thought was going to be trash this year? TL?
Yes. Miami Dolphins. First team that comes to my mind. I thought they would maybe go like 9-8 or something like that because of Tua. But if Tua can keep this up, and obviously he's not going to throw 6 touchdowns a game, but if he can be consistent and gives, and play without turnovers and stuff, this can be a scary team. I know they're in the same division as your Bills, Tony, but it's going to be if they keep playing the way they do, it's going to be tough 17 weeks to see who gets first place in that division. I think it's you guys who are the best team in football just in general. But if the Dolphins keep it up and Mike McDaniels, he's over there doing his thing. So, yeah, I think the Dolphins is the team that first comes to my mind.
Nick?
I mean, I would go with Dolphins. The only thing is I'm not necessarily sure the Dolphins you can really count. I think most people actually expect them to be pretty good. Maybe Detroit. I can see Detroit possibly – I think they'll probably win about 5-6 games. I can see them possibly winning 9-10, maybe.
Who?
The Lions.
You said the Lions.
How about you, JD?
Things shake right, maybe.
I think I'll go with Nick. I think Detroit. Atlanta could be Atlanta gave the Rams a game, right?
They're 0-2 right now, though.
Okay, but I mean, he said a team that's trash that you think is going to be good. So Atlanta Lions are really the only teams that really come. Well, you know what? No. I'll you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to take Doug Penderson and the Jags.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm with you, John.
I got to be honest, John. We've asked you questions like that before. That was the first time you actually gave like an actual answer. It was actually kind of good. I didn't think of the Jags, but I can.
How can I answer? Every time my mouth opens, you start.
Usually, like,
interrupt.
Usually, break down in sweats and like.
Yeah, this is. I'll tell you what.
I'm drinking
In that division, they could. I think they could probably even pull off winning the division.
Dude,
That's how
Jags.
bad. That's how bad that division is. Yeah.
Mhm.
JT, where you at, bro? Check this out.
I think this year's Falcons reminds me a lot of last year's Lions. I think they're going to give people fits, take it down to the wire, probably not finish with a good record, but then come back next year and be how the Lions are this year. But I'm going to go with John with the Jaguars. I think they could possibly win that division. But anyways, thank you for that question there, RA. Let's go
lightning round our picks.
We have two fucking
we said
three more games to get to, you dickwad.
All right. Bears Packers. Told people not to worry about Aaron Rodgers just yet. He always starts off slow. He'll get better.
Yep.
Bears are not good.
Watkins.
They're probably going to lose.
The Bears shuffling through, shuffling on down, doing for you.
I just want to smack the shit out of you every time you dance. You just something about you that just rubs me the wrong way, makes me uncomfortable.
You think that's bad? You think that's bad, John? Ready, Nick?
What are you doing? I mean, do something. Do something.
I mean, if they call.
Oh no! Oh no! What the fuck? Why? Why do we have to have a crotch shot?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
I just don't understand it. I say this every week. Why do you angle the camera into your lousy ass Wranglers?
So you can see the slap. So you can see the slap.
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, he's such a
wear
piece
some
of
corduroys and embarrass yourself while you're at it, bro.
I'm glad he didn't have on like any gray sweats or anything like that.
Oh no, you should have seen him during the fantasy draft. He was laying on the couch like some bum with his legs hanging out, his hairy ass. Just gross.
Hey, I just want to show you guys something real quick. So we're about to have an 80s party here in a couple weeks, right? I want to show you my daughter. Come over here, Sanaya. That's awesome.
There you go. There you go.
A little Cindy Lauper look.
Oh yeah, looking like Gem. Remember that? Remember Gem? Oh yeah, she's got it down. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, Tony, we are upset enough. We didn't need that. I know.
Shit, that's true.
Nick, are you ready for the? Are you ready for the gritty?
No.
I don't
Dude,
know why
you had to do the gritty.
I don't know why you won't do it, but I want to see it Tony, so bad from
give
you.
Give him a few minutes, Nick. Nail down the gritty. We'll see.
I'm not doing the gritty today.
You're doing
the gritty. I got a little slight injury.
For whatever reason, he just will not do the gritty, and I want him to so
I don't understand. You will strum your nuts through your Wranglers, you won't do the gritty with us. Right. I don't understand it. You got 3 minutes. Take care of business.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, RA asked another question. RA, you're giving us too much homework tonight. Worst fan base and why?
LA Rams. It's not even a question.
Why the LA Rams? You can't just say it and cross your arms like some idiot.
Because the LA Rams don't even like football. Like people in LA don't like football. They don't even support their team. It's like you guys even said, you guys were able to go into. You guys were able to sell out more tickets in LA than the LA Rams were in their own stadiums.
I think Buffalo did week 1 too.
But it's a local. It's a team in California. It's not the 49ers going to Alaska.
John,
you understand?
John, it's Los Angeles. There's millions and millions of people in that city. They should have no problem.
In the United States.
They should have no problem selling out a stadium. That's the
so you choose. So you're choosing the Rams. All right, Tony. Who's next?
I'll say the Rams as well.
Yeah, the Rams are terrible as far as getting their stadiums filled and stuff like that. And just like what Tony said, I think the Bills had more people as for fans in their stadiums than the Rams did. You see what their parade looked like, John? Their parade was terrible. What nobody there for showing support. But as far as like fans that are fake and showing
You're right.
support, I would go Rams. But the fan base, I would say, is the worst to me will always be the Seattle Seahawks, because I'll never forget that day when Navarro Bowman tore his ACL, and as they're taking him out on a gurney, the fans were throwing beer bottles at him.
Yes. I was going to go Dallas, but you know what, dude? You just
I kind of put that.
situation.
That story kind of puts them up on my fan base. That means they're fucking wild about their team. They're ruthless for their team. That's just
to the point where they're throwing shit at people.
That's classless, is what that is.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, John? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. You know, they're loud, obnoxious, fucking colors that they wear, and they you know, the fans of Seattle weren't even Seattle Seahawk fans until they started winning. You know, they didn't give a shit about the Seahawks. 12th man, the fuck is that? You got a fucking stadium that makes you louder and more obnoxious. Come on.
You know what I'll say too, JV?
I'm
You know I live here in Vegas, and it's like a transient city where there's like everybody who lives here ain't from here. Like I meet people from all over the United States, and I have a lot of coworkers that are from the Washington area, like whether it's Seattle, Yakima, whatever, and they are even like, nah, Seattle fans are the worst. They're bandwagoners when the team's not good. There's no support, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I agree. I know not you, Mariah. I know you're born and raised, but there's a lot of people here in Vegas that, I mean, I'm one of them. I came from California here 7 years ago. So there's just like, you know, all my friends I meet, you know, at work and stuff like that. Oh, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Florida. I'm from New York. I'm from Chicago. Like there's so many people out here who are not from here, who just happen to move out here, you know? Yeah.
Right.
All right. We just have a couple more left. And Tony can go to bed.
No, you still got to pick.
I'm picking. Fuck
You're
you.
picking. We have a thing. It takes like 5 minutes.
Titans Bills. I think we kind of already touched on this a little bit.
Yeah, we don't
earlier.
even need to talk about this game really.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Maury Povich. Just take over the show.
I think we already talked about it. Like,
go ahead.
Oh.
This game was
I love
awesome.
the Viking horn.
This game I watched.
This game, I didn't think this game was awesome at all. I think the Eagles dominated Slay.
Yeah, that was awesome. I watched Kirk Cousins get tossed around like a rag doll.
This was all Slay all day. That dude shut down Justin Jefferson and shut down the Vikings by himself.
Yeah, he did.
That guy was everywhere, man. How old is he? I feel like he's been
Slay?
in the fucking league.
I think he's at least 29 or 30, right?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, I'll find out right now. Hold on.
I feel like I've been seeing this dude for like
I don't think he's as old as you think.
12 years.
He came from the Lions, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's as old as you think.
He's at least 29. He has to be.
Has to be. You're probably gonna tell me he's 25.
He's 31.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in the league for a while. He's still doing it though at a high level, man.
And I think
29, 31 for a corner is pretty damn old.
Yeah, he's been in the league for 9 years.
I don't think the Vikings are as good as people think they are, and I think the Eagles are. The Eagles are good.
Don't do it. Don't lie. You're lying. You're doing that lie shit.
What am I lying?
What's he
You're
lying
going
about?
back. You said you didn't like the Eagles. You didn't like Sirianni. Don't sit here and say they're good now. They're not good. Good.
I think
I love
Sirianni.
I think Sirianni's
I think
awesome.
he was lucky he walked into something that was halfway decent. But I think people are jumping on the Eagles nuts a little too much.
Nope.
They did give up 35 points against the Lions. And I don't think the Lions
San Francisco has the best. I think San Francisco has the number one defense in the NFC. And I think that Philly is number 2.
I don't think the Lions are that good. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're that good.
They're very good.
They gave up like 35 points again. They put up 35
Fletcher
points.
Cox is like 47 years old, and he's still breaking.
So,
dominating.
Let's not crown the Eagles yet. They haven't played two, I would say, really good teams yet.
I think the Vikings are pretty good.
I don't think they're that
Goodbye, motherfucker!
no real reason for that timeout, that penalty box, but I wanted to plug Scott's show. John, can you plug Scott's show real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. The Kingdom Live podcast. Bo, Nick, and Scott bring you content. They cover the Kansas City Chiefs. They're diehards, much like TL and I and Tony and Nick for their respective teams. Three great dudes that actually Tony and I need to get in contact with and and smash the two channels together, get everybody on the channel at once, and just have a good time because they're hilarious. Great dudes. The Kingdom Live podcast. You catch those guys. Any of you Chiefs fans out there, any Chiefs fans that watch this after today, check out your boys over at the Kingdom Live podcast.
Yeah, fun time. I was watching those guys this past week. I think John, you were in there as well. It was a good time. And they bring stats and they got like fancy shit that they put up on the screen. It was just a good time. Way more squared away than the goof troops over here.
They're structured. They don't have this yahoo at the bottom right corner. They don't have this dude. You know, you feel bad for this guy. So any other channel that wants to take Nick on as a guest, have him drive down your ratings. Here he is.
You want to lose subs? Get that guy on your fucking show. TL.
He's sure to shit on your show. He's sure to disappoint.
Before we head out, share your channel's information as well.
Yeah, no worries. First and foremost, I appreciate you guys, always having me on and extending the invite to me. I'd love to come on here anytime. You guys are some great dudes, man. And I'm telling you, you guys come to Vegas, man. You guys come to Vegas. There's a steakhouse on me, man.
We're coming.
I promise you.
We're
That's what you said for the draft. And
we're coming in April. We're coming for this guy's bachelor party.
Oh yeah. Oh cool. Yeah.
Did we decide on a date on that yet?
Yeah, we're coming the third week of April.
Oh, okay, third week of April. Oh, so you're coming right before the draft, then, huh?
Yeah.
So much for the surprise. Nick's really good at blowing surprises.
No, it's all good. But yeah, man, you guys come. Just let me know. I love to hang out with you guys, have some drinks, take you guys to a steakhouse on me, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody in the comments for sticking with us. These guys are wild, but there's some good dudes. You can find me. We don't really have a day that Mariah and I don't really have a day because I kind of have a crazy work schedule, but we do a show at least once a week. But we can be found on YouTube, 49 Faithful League Podcast. As a matter of fact, we're doing a show Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, if you guys want to see me on there, I'm going to do a little bit more ranting about this 49ers organization. So, but yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on here. And yeah, you guys need me to stay on to do picks?
Yeah, we're going to go lightning.
It's up to you, brother.
No.
We're going to go lightning round on this.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Nick, go ahead and pull up the picks because I didn't have them prepared. Because you're an asshole.
Mariah's coming too. We're gonna hit it. I was gonna hit you guys up soon.
She said, "Take me too."
We're gonna have a blast.
You guys ever meet up out there? Like, you ever see each other in person?
Yeah. So we went to the. It's funny. We were doing our podcast for a while, so we met for the first time last year against when we played Niners and Titans game. That game was terrible, and then we met at the draft party that John Chapman threw JV at Mandalay Bay, and we got to meet Fred.
I heard all about it.
Yeah, we got to meet Fred Warner, and then Elijah Mitchell. So yeah, it was cool.
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so Thursday game, Steelers Browns. Browns minus 4.5. I'm gonna go with the Browns. Cover.
Who are they playing again?
Steelers.
You said
Steelers.
Oh, Steelers.
Yep. At home.
I'm going Pittsburgh to cover that game.
I'm going Pittsburgh to cover.
I too will go Pittsburgh to cover.
Next, Nick.
Colts versus Chiefs. Chiefs -6.5. I'm going to go Chiefs cover.
Chiefs.
I'm going Colts to cover that game.
Wow.
Ravens at Patriots. Ravens are -3. I'm going to go Patriots.
I'm taking Patriots.
Ravens.
I'm going Ravens also.
Panthers at Saints. Saints are -3. I think Baker gets his first win. I'm going to go Carolina.
Get the fuck out.
I'm going Carolina to cover on that game.
Really?
Yep, I am. It's a division game, so
I'm going Saints.
I'm going
No offense,
Panthers.
JT.
Going Panthers. Got to stay with my boy JT until we get one.
I got you guys down.
Nick?
Bears versus Texans. Chicago -3. I'm going to go Chicago.
I'm going Houston Texans.
Houston?
Can
Oh,
we
man.
go with a tie? Can they tie?
They might tie at 0. I'm going to go Bears for my man Glenn in the chat.
I'm gonna go. Oh shit! Give me the Bears are at home, right, Nick?
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
No,
Bears.
Texans.
Oh, the
I
Bears
think
are
it's
at home.
it's
The
at
Bears are at
Chicago.
home.
It's at Chicago.
I'm
We
looking
don't
at it
know
right
the
now.
fuck-
But
He
yeah, the
just
Bears are
doesn't
at
know how
home.
to.
Nick's
He
just
doesn't know how to
dyslexic.
read.
He can't read.
No, it says
Can't read.
it says Texans at Bears. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
just has it written.
What'd you
It's
think
the
of that?
team before the home team.
No, it has it written
At Bears.
It has it written weird because
At
underneath that,
Bears.
Texans at
underneath that it says Chicago Bears versus Texans. So
That doesn't
but
matter.
above
You
it,
just
it
can't
says
read.
Texans at Bears.
Get some hooked on phonics, motherfucker.
Wow. Give me the Bears. And Nick.
Yeah!
All right, next.
All right, Bills at Dolphins. Buffalo -5, 5.5. I'm sorry. I'm going to take Buffalo just because they've been blowing everyone out, and I'm not going to stop till they don't.
I'm gonna go. I think the Bills are gonna win, but I think the Dolphins will cover that spread at +5.5.
Buffalo always has fits with Tyreek. I don't know if they were having fits with Tyreek or if they were having fits with Mahomes. Either way, gives them fits. I think the Ravens took their foot off the gas last week and allowed that comeback to happen. I don't think Buffalo does that shit. We're on a revenge tour. I think Buffalo gets it done and they cover the spread. John?
I'm going to say I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo. I believe in Buffalo right now, man. I really do.
All right, Nick.
Lions at Vikings. Vikings -6. I'm taking the Lions to cover the spread.
Nick, did you pick?
What? Yeah, I picked the game before. I picked Bills cover the spread.
Yeah, he did. I got Vikings. I got Vikings to win the game and to cover the spread at -6.
GV.
Where's it at?
In
This
Minnesota.
Vikings.
It's in Minnesota. Ask me and Tony because we'll give you the right answer. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not even reading. I'm not even looking at anything.
This guy over here, all the letters are fucking floating in front of his face. I'm gonna take the Vikes.
I'm going with our Lions, boy. We love the Lions on this show, and I'm going with them.
That's a division game, and I forgot.
It's kind of a lot of points. That's kind of a lot of points for a division game, and the Lions can put up some points.
Yeah.
So I'm stick with the Lions. Nick.
Jets versus
Did you pick Nick?
Bengals. I picked the Lions cover. Bengals at Jets.
Is it Jets at Bengals?
No, it's Bengals at Jets. I'm gonna actually take New York to cover. The 4 point. It's Cincinnati's minus 4.5.
I'm gonna go Bengals to get their first victory, and I'm also covering them to. I'm picking them to cover the spread to a minus 4.5.
John,
I'm with you, bro. I'm taking the Bengals to get their first victory with T.
give me those Jets. I like how they're playing right now. I'm not liking the Bengals how they're looking. You said the Jets are at home.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me the Jets. I'm taking the Jets. I think they could get this thing done. Flacco found the fountain of youth.
Raiders.
I told you guys. I said Flacco can man this offense.
No, he can't. He can't. But the Bengals.
I don't want to hear your opinion. You got beat by a point in the last 12 seconds.
Yeah.
No.
Nick, who's next?
You don't get escata.
The Raiders at Titans. Raiders -2. And I think they will beat the Titans and cover the spread.
Hold on. I'm writing this with a fucking pen.
That's what you would write with.
Wacko Flacco. I like that.
Thanks, Nick.
Malaka.
I picked the Raiders cover.
Who's 49ers minded, by the way? Is that Bashar?
It is.
Sure.
I knew it when he said Malaka.
All right, go on, Nick. Who'd you pick?
Killing. Bashar killing that Spanakopita.
Raiders?
Yep.
Tony?
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Raiders on both to win and cover the spread.
I'm going Raiders.
Minus 2.5 seems pretty. I think they can win by a field goal.
It was -2, by the way. It wasn't 2.5.
Well, it says 2.5 on my phone. If I can get it right, I don't know.
I'm looking at CBS Sports, so
You're probably looking at
CVS.
I'm looking at.
You're at the CVS. You're at the CVS store.
Nick's probably
Makes
looking at
sense.
2019 schedule.
no.
Yeah, Nick's looking at the 1996 matchup.
It says here,
right.
Bo Jackson leading scorer. All right, Nick, who's next?
All right, we ready? Eagles at Commanders. Eagles -6.5, and I'm taking them to cover the spread. And that guy at B Dubs with Heineke and that little stuffed bear that he had is going to be pissed off again.
Dude, we were at B Dubs. There was a guy with a Taylor Heineke jersey. He looked ridiculous. Like a mullet type thing. Old, probably in his maybe late 50s.
Yeah,
He's sitting at a 2-person table. On one side, it's him in his Taylor Heineke jersey, and in the other seat, he had a teddy bear and a glass of water next to the teddy bear. We're like, could you say psychopath over there?
Now we did think there's a slight possibility it could be like a dead loved one that like he had the teddy bear represented, but this guy was also acting crazy. He's like, motherfucking Wentz.
Yeah, he hated Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean that's a good fan.
You fucking.
Yes, Mariah, he does.
He does.
If he sees a shadow, he'll actually stop his shadow and argue. It's incredible. You gotta see it.
Are you talking
There
about
are
Nick?
a lot of mullets.
Hey JV,
Nick has a mullet.
I'm gonna go Eagles to win, but I've got Commanders covering the spread. I think Carson Wentz plays good against his old team. I just have a feeling.
Revenge game. Nick?
I picked Philly to cover the spread.
I'm going Carson Wentz to win, to beat the Eagles.
I like that.
I think Eagles are flying high right now. They're coming off those 2 big victories. I think Carson Wentz going back home, playing against his old team. He's got fucking weapons everywhere. The Curtis Samuel,
Terry
Dots,
McLaurin.
Dotson, Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
He's using everybody. So, John, who you got?
I got the Eagles.
All right, next, Nick.
Jags at Chargers. Chargers -7. I'm going to go with Jacksonville to cover.
Is Herbert like healthy? Is he playing this week?
I have no
He's
idea
not,
yet.
He's not healthy.
I
He's
don't
definitely in pain. He's going to be wrapped like a burrito.
Did he break ribs?
Thought
No,
No, Nick.
no, I don't think he broke them.
It was cartilage. It was rib cartilage injury.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what that is. Probably happens quite frequently to quarterbacks, I'm imagining, right?
Probably.
Torn cartilage, or the hell would they call it? Damaged cartilage. Thanks, bro. Damaged cartilage. I don't know. It all depends on whether or not he's going to play or not. Because Chase Daniels ain't going to get it done.
No, it's saying, I'm reading this article. It's saying that he's expected to play after being off. After being off for about 10 days on Thursday Night Football. So that's what it says.
He'll probably have like one of those vests on to protect the ribs. That also makes it hard for quarterback to throw.
To protect your goddamn ribs, because I'm going to kick you in your ribs.
So aggressive. Can we stay on? What's going on right now? Who's even picking?
I picked the Jags.
I
Nick
picked the Chargers I picked the Chargers to win the game and to cover the spread.
I'm doing that same thing. Give me the Chargers and to cover.
All
right.
Rams at Cardinals. Rams are -3.5. I'm picking Arizona to cover.
I'm going Rams win and a Rams cover as well.
I am too.
Me 3, 4, whatever it is.
Seahawks. Actually, it's Falcons at Seahawks. Seahawks minus.
Whoa, John, flip that page back. Give me the Cardinals on that last one.
Did you just get some inside information?
I wasn't paying attention. Someone just texted me and said, "Take the Cardinals." I'm just joking. I was like, I wasn't paying attention, and I really wanted the Cardinals this week after that big victory. So, give me the Cardinals on that.
Okay. Falcons at Seattle. Seattle -2. I will take Seattle only because they're at Seattle. And
Falcons all day.
For some reason, Seattle plays better. I mean, that home field advantage is the best home field advantage in all of football.
I'm taking Falcons as well.
Johnny?
Falcons.
Nick, how many games are left?
I think the chat agrees. It's ATL all day.
I think there's only 2 more.
Okay.
Niners at Broncos. Niners are -1.5.
Give me.
Close your eyes, TL. Close your eyes. Just close them. I close them every time. I tell the whole. I'm ashamed.
I got news for you. The change at quarterback changes the way I pick this. I picked San Francisco cover.
You just had to throw that little backdoor jab in there. You son of a bitch.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Just being truthful.
Yeah. Hope you stub your toe tonight when you get into bed, you asshole.
Love it.
Who do you like, TL?
On your fucking nose too while you're at it.
I hate this game, man. I'm gonna be honest here. And here's the thing: it's not only that we're playing against a pretty good team; we're playing against Russell Wilson. I can't stand that guy when we play against him. They always had our number, but
Vegas. I think Vegas factors Russ into this.
Oh,
They know that we have.
so
fits with this guy.
I'm gonna go with my gut. And last week, when the Niners were -8.5, -9, I said that spread was too good to be true, and everybody named Mom was gonna take the Seahawks because it looked too good, and I was right. And the house doesn't lose, so 49ers -1.5. I'm taking Denver, and I hate the Niner fans are gonna hate me saying this.
All the Niner fans are like, "Hey, TL, it's coming."
God damn it, T.O. Are you going to make this kid sing again and dance?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Nick. I don't know if there's a lag in that fucking igloo that you live in, but I got to tell you right now, you're never on pace with the soundbite. So stop fucking doing it. You look ridiculous.
And Tony, you know why?
just
You know
look
why I'm picking
weird.
this? You know why I'm picking this game too? When Mariah and I did our record prediction, I initially had them losing this game anyway.
I remember that.
I'll tell you what, without handing the ball off and wanting to win on Russ's shoulders and not having Jerry Jeudy, I gotta tell you, I think I don't even think it's gonna be a good game. I think the 49ers are gonna beat the shit out of them. But that's just.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope the Niners go in there and just wreck shop, but I just don't know, man. I'm going with my first instinct, and that's what I feel. So,
Johnny,
I'm going my Niners. I actually did have Denver beating us at the beginning of the season, just because this roster was stacked, and I thought they're going to be fantastic with Russ. But after I saw Russ out there and he looks lost, just doesn't look right. Doesn't fit the system there. I don't know what it is. Nathaniel Hackett sucks. He's dumb as shit. Okay, the guy had a quarterback that had over 50% converting fourth and five in that magical wonderland of fucking dog shit in Seattle. And instead, he chooses to attempt the second longest kick in history. What kind of fucking moron are you?
Did we jump the gun on the Broncos a little too much? Does Russell Wilson really have a better roster than
absolutely, because that defense
offensively,
it's pretty equal. You don't think it's equal?
I mean,
So if
DK,
I take DK,
Jerry
and
Jeudy,
Lockett
and Sutton.
over Jeudy and Sutton.
Yeah,
you got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and then but Tim Patrick got hurt though, huh?
Yeah. But I'm saying,
but they have KJ Hamler. They got KJ Hamler, who's pretty solid too.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not really done anything. Like, I mean, Lockett and Metcalf have proven that they're worth.
Lockett and Metcalf are both Pro Bowlers.
And Denver doesn't have a great tight end. Denver doesn't have like this amazing line. You know, I like Williams a lot, but they use Gordon all the time. So
that defense is really good though.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And see, and Fish Whisperer, and I get what you're saying. He said that, pretty much like, why am I taking Denver when they barely beat the Texans at home? Well, who thought that we were going to lose to Chicago? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know, bro. It's hard to tell.
All right, last game. We all pick?
Yeah, I think we did for the Denver game.
Last game, Monday night, Cowboys at Giants. Giants are -2.5.
I'm going Dallas, and they cover the spread.
Ooh.
I'm honestly, this one, like, is Dallas kind of good or are they bad? I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go with Dallas just because maybe Micah Parsons makes that defense way better than it actually is.
I think the Giants are due for a loss too. I don't think they're as good as their 2-0 record.
No, they're not.
Who did you take in the Niners-Denver matchup real quick? I got to jot it.
Who, me?
Niners.
No, I got T.O.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about me?
Me. I got it.
Oh, hi, Tony. How you doing down there?
I didn't hear you say Tony, dick.
You can't read? You can't hear? I don't even know why the fuck you're here. Get your ass in a nursing home. Good God.
Hello from the other side.
My God, Nick. Jesus, turn up your.
I'm taking the Giants. I'm
Speakers.
I'm drinking the juice right now. I think Saquon can keep them close. That defense is going to keep it close, and I'm not sold on these Cowboys. I'm not sold on Cooper Rush. It's a home game, divisional game, Monday night game. I think the Giants. Everything adds up to them winning this one, so I'm taking the Giants.
I fucking hate the Cowboys with my entire being. So I'm going Giants in spite of it. I'm not using my head. I'm using my heart. And I'm going Giants.
Sounds good. I think that's it, right, Nick?
That's it.
Hey, fam. We appreciate you guys being out with us. It's 2 hours, 45 minutes. There's people in this chat that have been here for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
I love them.
There are people in this
That's
chat. There's people in this chat that were here for the first hour, left for a little bit, still came
Took
back.
a fucking nap, washed their eye sockets after they looked at this genius strum his nuts in his Wranglers.
Is that the jeans of choice there, Nick? Is that what you were? Wranglers?
Yeah, these are from Buckle.
Hey, Nick,
Oh, okay.
why don't you send Nick? Send us,
Right. He needs a buckle. Those ugly ass things.
They're from
Nick,
Buckle.
send us home. Nick, will you send us home, please?
Sure.
All right, Nick's gonna send us home. TL, one more time. Tell people where they can find you. One more time, buddy.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys all. Appreciate every one of you in here, especially the people in the chat. Like, you guys were in here riding thick for 2.5, almost 3 hours with these guys, man.
I love these
Mariah,
guys.
yep. You can find Mariah and I on 49 Faithful Lee podcast. Like I said, we'll be on this Thursday at 4 p.m. So yeah, I hope you guys can find us and tune in.
Yeah,
I love
and
your
see
show,
a lot
bro.
of love.
You
a
know
lot
I'll
of
be there,
love.
brother.
There's a lot of love in the chat with people saying they subscribe to this channel, subscribe to that channel. Man, I love seeing that kind of stuff. And maybe, hey, if you're not subscribed to us, hit subscribe down below to us. Give us some love too. Hit that like button, and Nick's gonna send us away. We'll see you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Nick, take it away, buddy.
God damn it. Why the fuck do we end the show like this? Are you fucking kidding me? No!